So you know, it's interesting, if you use viability as a standard for legalizing abortions, when I first started practice, it was like 28, 29 weeks. Now it's down to about 23 weeks. So it really changes the landscape. I think that needs to be I think anything beyond the first trimester is really,
Pushing.
what? Is pushing it, yeah. I mean, it's a scary thought, but nobody, you know.
See, I've never gotten into it, but
Well, here's the deal: if you believe that life starts at conception, then there's no point at which abortion should be legal.
Are we on right now?
I think so.
Can you kill the mic?
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. That means I shoot trouble. I hope we try to help you any way we can to solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. The longest-running radio show in America is still on the air with the same host. Check it out. I am. I've survived all the ownership changes and the genre changes and the technology changes, and we're still here fighting for you, recovering hundreds of millions of dollars in cash, merchandise exchanges, refunds, and services. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. If you have pain or inflammation, it's wonderful what CBD does for you. It also helps fight anxiety, so it's great for traveling. Hey, if you want to get 30% off, put Tom in the promo code, RealCBDThatWorks.com from Panacea Life Sciences in Golden, Colorado. So, Julie has an issue with a moving company. Oh, my God, I just hope it's not the same old story we hear. Not that I don't want to help, but sometimes these companies are so bad, it's literally impossible to get to them because they just change their name and move on. So, Julie, let's start from the beginning. And I just want to ask you a quick question before we go way down the road. Was this a move where you went on the internet and found someone, and it was a moving broker or somebody out of Florida?
Yeah, I had already out there, out of Florida. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, so, Julie, hold on. I can tell you what happened. You found someone in Florida, and they took money up front. Then they sent someone else to you. The price changed. Now your stuff is in storage, and they're threatening to keep it unless you pay more money. Is that it?
Well, they're going to keep it. They haven't moved it yet. So
yeah. So tell me the story. How did you find the movers, Julie?
Well, I was looking for movers, and everybody got my number. Okay.
How did everybody? Hold on, Julie. How did everybody get your number?
I don't know. It's because I was like looking on the internet or something. You know?
Oh, okay. So anyway, did somebody contact you and said we can move you?
Yeah, I had several people contact me.
Okay. Who did you hire, Julie? Where did the trouble come? Who did you hire?
I got to think of the name. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I'm outside. The people that are moving me are called Green Planet Movers.
Now, you found them in Florida, right?
Yeah, the Florida people. Give me a second here. I'm sorry, I got to look it up because it's all so confusing right now.
No, I know, but I'm going to straighten it out for you. The first people you called, they're the ones who took some money from you, right? Julie?
Excuse me?
The first company you called, the very first company was was...
I'm getting there. Tiny seconds. I'm so sorry to take so long.
Okay. It's okay. And did you pay that first company?
Atlantic Moving. Atlantic Moving was the first company I called.
Okay. Now,
they called me.
Did it? Okay. It doesn't matter, but you hired Atlantic Moving, right?
Yes. They were going to be with me through the whole movie.
Got it. They're a broker, and they were out of Florida, right?
Right.
They're ripoffs. Well, any mover out of Florida is a ripoff. So Atlantic Moving, then they moved you, or they said they would move you, and how much money did you pay them?
$740-some.
Oh, that's not bad. You only got ripped off for $700 for right now.
No. That was the initial up front.
Okay, so you paid Atlantic Moving in Florida $700. Then what happened?
Then the people came. First of all, they were an hour early.
And the people that came, hold on, the people that came, were they Green Planet?
Yes.
Green Planet showed up, and what did they do?
Well, first of all, they came an hour early.
Yeah, I understand all that, but let's get to the meat of it. Let's get to the meat of it. When they showed up, what did they do?
They charged me double.
So wait a minute.
What I should have paid at this point. I should have paid $1,200. They took $2,500.
So, in addition to the $700, when Green Planet showed up, they paid you $2,500. You paid them $2,500.
Right.
Okay. And why did you pay it?
Because they already had my things on the truck. I'm stuck in a really bad place. I lost my partner in the middle of this move. 15 years we were together. We were moving in together. I had no place else to go. I'm getting ready to just leave town because I can't take it anymore here.
Okay, so then what happened? After you paid $2,500, what happened? Now you're into it totally for $3,200. Then what?
And they're gonna want more when they deliver it.
Okay, so when did they show up to deliver it?
They haven't showed up to deliver it. I'm not having them deliver it until May 9th.
And how do you know hold on. Then how do you know they want more money?
Because they told me.
What did they say?
They said, they gave me some papers which I can't read because the carbon copies are too light.
What did they say?
They said, you owe this much when you...
And you said, wait a minute, I already overpaid. And what did they say?
They said, well, get in touch with customer service. Well, what do you think your customer service is going to say? Our guys know how to estimate things.
Yeah. How much do they want when they deliver?
Another $1,200 at least.
Yeah.
I ain't got it. I don't know what I'm going to do.
You already got ripped off. You're just totally ripped off. And by the way, this is what Nextdoor says never happens. The people on Nextdoor are morons. They say this never happens. When I get this problem, what do we get it? Once a week, guys? Once a week, right?
And it's always Florida.
Once a week, a Florida broker collects money. The guy shows up, collects more money. The third guy wants even more money. And all the people on Nextdoor, when I post it, attack me and say, it never happens. I'm lying. So if you're on Nextdoor and you get ripped off, I'll tell you why you get ripped off. Because the people are living in la-la land. They are absolutely, positively living in la-la land. They do not believe reality. They talk about the sunset and puppies and all of this, but when you try to warn them of real scams, they live in la-la land. I tell you the God's honest truth, Doc, I cannot tell you how many people have gotten ripped off, and every time I post about it, they say, not true. Not true. It doesn't happen. How dare you say that? Why is that? I think they're the movers going on there making those comments because
it's the only people that...
Now, Julie, I hate to tell you this, but Atlantic Moving probably doesn't even exist, and Green Planet doesn't even exist. They're just blips in the wind. They just show up to rip people off, and every single moving company in Florida is a ripoff. Every single one of them. So, people, so far, if people simply did not use a Florida mover, they wouldn't get ripped off so far. Every single one of them out of Florida. And it's, you know what? We do actually. Is Smarty Marty listening today? Can he call the Florida Attorney General? No, I'm really serious. Can he get us a contact at the Florida Attorney General's office? I'd like to talk to them. Honest to God, would love to talk to them about these moving scams. Julie, do you know where your stuff is right now?
I don't. It was on their truck the last they saw it. I got a really rude phone call this morning saying, we need to know when we're going to deliver this. Today we need to know. Well, I'm driving to upstate New York. I'm leaving today.
Where is this supposed to be? Where is this supposed to be delivered?
Jamestown, New York.
Where?
Jamestown, New York.
Jamestown. It's outside of
Oh, yeah.
My ex-wife actually was born there.
Jamestown.
Beautiful place.
Is that where the baseball hall?
No, that's Cooperstown.
Oh,
Jamestown is a little. It's about a couple of miles east of Buffalo.
Now listen, I want to know something, Julie. Julie, how much is your stuff worth?
Well, I got some nice stuff. I'm 63 years old. I've collected a few things over my life,
Who are you? Why are you moving there?
During the move, right prior to this, we were moving, and my partner of 15 years died in the middle of the move. He had a car accident.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God!
So wait, I'm 63. We were retiring and moving in together.
Oh my goodness! So he was moving with you?
Yeah.
And he died.
Yep. And I don't have any recourse against his family. I don't want to take his house from his niece and nephew. He promised it to him. That's not my job. I don't want to do that. That's not where I'm at. My problem is every time I'm around, somebody's asking for more money.
So wait a minute. So Florida, does he own a home? Does your partner own a home?
He did, yes. Now his niece and nephews own it.
He didn't leave anything to you?
No, he didn't have any children. He always wanted to leave everything to them. That's his business. I was okay with that. You know, I had my own home. I sold it. We were going to move in together. So I've been in a motel for 3 weeks.
And now you're going to Jamestown, New York.
Which is where I'm from. I've been in Colorado 42 years. I just can't be here anymore.
Do you know people in Jamestown right now?
Oh, my family, yeah.
Well, you got to get back there as soon as possible. And listen, we'll try calling these clowns, but who was the one? Is Green Planet the one that called you and said they're going to deliver it on the 9th?
Yeah.
And the reason you're upset is because they want...
He was just really rude. Yeah. He was like, well, we got to know, or we're going to charge you $1,200 more. And I was like, what?
Wait, I don't get it. Give your phone number to Kelly. We want to call this company if you have a problem. I want you to stay in touch with us.
So my ex-wife was from Jamestown. So after we got engaged, I went up there to meet her family around Labor Day. We got snowed in. I couldn't get back to Denver for 3 days. And I had surgery and patients. So I said to my father-in-law, I said, here's the keys to our apartment. You can come visit us anytime. I'm never coming back to Jamestown. And in 25 years, I went back twice only.
This Green Planet movers?
Yeah, I got them.
So we're going to have a seminar about the liquid loan. Kurt Rogers, the owner of Affordable Interest Mortgage, said, Tom, we're getting so much interest and so many of the same questions. Why not get a seminar together? We're going to feed you. It's at Embassy Suites in Centennial, and it's next Tuesday at May 10th. Doors open at 6 p.m. Did I say Tuesday? Is Tuesday the 10th? Yeah, Tuesday, May 10th. So that's theliquidloan.com for details, okay? Please sign up. The Liquid Loan is unlike any other loan you've ever seen. It's a 30-year line of credit. What that means is it pays off your first, but then you can pay that down and borrow it back and borrow even more when you need money, pay it back when you don't, or just pay interest only, simple interest, and pay principal whenever you want. There's no set payment, but here's the bottom line. If you pay a regular payment, you'll pay off your home way faster than a regular loan because of the simple interest. It's not all front-loaded. Learn more about it next Tuesday, okay? Theliquidloan.com for more information. Theliquidloan.com. Speaking of loans, the Liquid Loan would be excellent if you're looking to buy a house, and even more excellent would be Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. He'll help you. He'll help you if you want to list the house you're in, if you want to look for another one. Team Duran, Frank Duran at RE/MAX Alliance, he has all of the tools you need to get more for your house quicker, and he'll show you the stats to prove it. He's a record breaker in some neighborhoods. He does so well, and he can also help you buy. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Yeah, the Green Planet Movers is out in Littleton.
Yeah,
Oh, you looked it up too?
Yeah. Well, you know, so let's see what happens when she gets there on the 11th.
Every fucking time.
Yep.
Every time. Florida mover. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times.
Weekly. Last week it was Trinity. This week it's Green, whatever movers.
No, Atlantic.
Atlantic, right. When I tried to search for Atlantic, nothing came up.
Well, we tried. At least they have a website and they have an office, a physical presence.
Right.
Which is more than most of these clowns have. But she would have been a good one, Tom, to follow your advice about selling your stuff and just take what you want in your trailer and buy new stuff.
It's ridiculous. It's just fucking ridiculous.
But she has that same sounding voice. We get so many of these women in their 60s that sound exactly like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, alcoholic smokers.
Yeah,
That's what you're
exactly. Right. I'll bet she smokes and drinks. No question.
Green Planet even does international moving.
Wow. It must be a great organization.
Must be.
What do you mean?
Well, I just saw it on their website. We do international moving as well.
It doesn't matter. They can rip you off no matter where you go. I'm just so tired.
Hey, Tom, you're a pilot. I have a question. Okay, when you fly an airplane, Bernoulli's law explains why you get lift. Because it's, okay? So,
Negative air pressure.
negative air pressure
above
keeps
the
blah,
wing.
blah, blah, etc. I understand all that. When you fly upside down, like these, like the Thunderbirds or the Blue Angels, how do they not go down when they're flying upside down? Is it because of the trim on the elevators?
Well, there's two ways to do it. One is a wing that is symmetrical, top and bottom.
Right.
So when you flip, you're just creating lift the other
But
way.
if it was symmetrical, why would there be
Okay,
lift?
you're right. Because there's faster, the wing goes, then the other one, well, actually though, it does kind of create lift, but the real explanation is you're creating lift this way.
That pushes you down.
You really are,
Right.
right? But you're still flying because you're creating lift, because if there was no lift, you'd just drop, okay? Lift, either way, is going to keep you, it's going to be pulling you down.
Yeah.
Then you're going to counteract it by doing this. So you're trimming it this
So
way.
that's what I'm saying.
So you're flying against,
the downward.
that's right,
Okay.
that's right. Instead of, when you're going straight, you have the lift here,
Right.
and then you're moving forward. You're doing the same exact thing, basically. Instead of just doing this or just this, you're propelling some of that energy forward. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter,
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. By the way, Frank Duran, we talked about during the break on listing homes and getting more money than the market for sure. He can show you that. But he also does market analysis. So if you're not sure you want to list, but you're thinking, I wonder what my house would bring in this market, because an appraisal is not going to tell you that. Zillow's not going to tell you that. Tax appraisals aren't going to tell you that. Frank Duran can do that. It's a special market analysis, and it's complimentary. So if you think you want to sell it, this will give you a good idea of what you're going to get for it based on his 27 years of experience. So remember that. That's a free service, and then you may decide not to list it. There's no obligation. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Okay, so now the moving company, I think we just have to conclude that we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Really, she already stepped in it. And people, I don't know how I can do this, but I'm just warning you, and I'm just going to say it like this. Never, ever, ever, ever hire a moving broker, period. Someone who arranges the move. And never, ever, ever hire any mover at all out of Florida. Ever. Ever. None. Ever. Okay? No exceptions. When you do hire a mover, never, ever, ever, ever pay money up front for nothing. Ever. Get a guaranteed not to exceed bid. Guaranteed not to exceed. Also, only use a carrier associated with a national van line, and they actually own their own trucks and have their own employees, period. Everything else will assure you of a ripoff. So, just get her number and we'll get back to her. Stan, what's going on in your life? We have some lines open at 303 713-TALK, 303-713-8255. What's going on?
Yes, I just wanted to see, I think your homeowners, I think your listeners would benefit from an update on the 7 HOA bills introduced this session, and they're almost all through the process of what they're going to be.
Now, Stan, are you the HOA man that we talked to before?
Yeah.
Now, Stan, are they taking more of our rights away as homeowners or giving more rights back to us? What are they doing?
I would say homeowners, and I'll mention the exceptions, are going to see no difference in their life. The people involved in foreclosures and dispute resolution with their HOA may, and I'll just try to do that as quickly as possible. One of the issues in the House bill, I remember you discussing at one time proxy voting on how these boards hoard them or
let me explain that. In many cases, this is really, in my opinion, criminal. You have some old coot or some person or some small group of people that gather proxy votes from the others. And these proxy votes mean that I give you the right to vote for me in any way you see fit. And there's no expiration date on it. So, and then what they do is when they get the proxy votes, so let's say 1, 2, or 3 people control the entire subdivision or the entire condo building or project, and they can vote anything they want. And we quite literally had that case happen where one person controlled all of the votes, all of them. I mean, the majority. She was able to get herself out of her hallway, better carpeting. She was able to get better stuff for her floor, better stuff for the lobby that she wanted. She hired people that she knew because if they went to a vote, she won every single time, no matter what. And here's the thing. Then she passed resolutions that no one could write to the homeowners in bulk. You could not do it. It was against policy. So she made it so no one could contact the homeowners to ask them not to give out a proxy. She made it so she could never, ever, ever be taken out of power. And she's still in power, by the way. So are they taking that right away?
Well, here's what the bill proposed at the beginning. Like every one of these bills, they start out meaningful and substantive. And then what happens? All of it disappears. That would change things. What this bill does is simply beginning and end. A proxy can't be effective for more than 11 months. Now,
wait a minute. Who introduced that? Somebody must be listening to this show.
Oh, it's done. It's passed.
It is?
Yes.
So is it law right now?
Yes, it's been passed and signed by the governor.
Oh, my God. I wonder why they came up with that law. I swear to God, they must have been listening to the show.
Well, here's the problem, I think, that the real issue, you touched on it.
All proxies expire in 11 months.
That's correct. That's what's coming up.
And then they have to go, hold on, and they have to go get another one.
That's correct.
Oh, my goodness.
So, on one hand, that's good.
Yes.
What the real problem is, in our experiences, is proxy hoarding. What you're talking, that was in the bill and suggested, that was from us, that was taken out.
Well, what was taken out? What was proxy hoarding? What did that say?
Well, basically, we indicated that no one homeowner could hold
a majority
execute proxies. Yeah. Or whatever they would want to figure out. Let's say more than 25% of the complex. But there were holes in that, too. But at least that started to contain the hoarding.
Yeah, but what difference if they expire in 11 months, that would give plenty of time for people to reconsider their proxy.
Well, that could be argued, but the same old people just renew. You know how it is.
Well, yeah, if they're apathetic, they do, but
right. And then the other thing was we had in the bill through our organization that no board member could get involved in any part of the proxy process, and because who hoards the proxies? Board members normally.
Well, not necessarily. This woman just appointed who she wanted to the board.
that covers, that's the hoarding thing. But we don't want to see any of these board members when a proxy comes in and it also went on to say that proxies can't be defaulted when they're filled out incorrectly. They can't be defaulted to board members. That's what happens a lot of times too. So we were trying to stop the hoarding, get these board members out of the process. Okay, so 11 months, it expires. That's one bill. And I'll try to do these others real quickly. You know the Green Valley Ranch mess?
Yes.
With the foreclosure? Okay, I'm working on a special project with that, and when the results come in, I'll try to give you a call. It's just stunning. But here's the goodness out of a bill. I can tell you the upside, downside, all the stuff we had in was thrown out. But foreclosures can't be pursued by an HOA based on fines and fees. Some people who don't pay fines and fees lead into foreclosure, lose their house and all that.
Right.
It has to be, the only reason you can foreclose now, I'm sure there's rare exceptions, is based on delinquent assessments. So that's a pretty good thing.
The what assessments? The capital assessment?
I'm sorry, the assessment you pay monthly, call them the dues. That's what you can foreclose on.
Okay, but penalties, you can't.
That fines and fees, you cannot foreclose. That can't be the reason for it.
Okay.
So that's good. Some people at Green Valley Ranch foreclose. The limit on charging interest is now reduced from, or the maximum of 8%. It was much, much higher before. So it limits that. The use.
So interest is limited to 8%?
That is correct.
Okay, good. What else?
Okay, there's a few miscellaneous things, but let me touch on the highlights of it. The problem with most HOA laws, and I've been at this for 7 years, is there is no out-of-court affordable venue for homeowners to have dispute resolution. They have to go to court. Who can go to court for every damn thing? Well, we know the answer, not many. This bill, and it is very confusing, we're waiting for a final, although it's going to pass and be signed by the governor, what I just said, could allow, and we were behind this, could allow small claims court, not our selected venue, but no one wants to entertain anything else. Any complaint by a homeowner could be submitted to small claims court. And on the surface, hey, that sounds pretty good. Well, it's a start. The problem is when you go to court, the HOA has an attorney. If you don't have an attorney, your chances of winning are what?
I know, but at least they can take it to small claims. I mean, hold on a second, Stan. Correct. Stan, the HOA man. Stan, where can people find out more information on all of this stuff?
Right. It's on our website. It's Colorado HOA Forum, FORUM.com. And if they go under current events or legislation, we have all the bills out there. They can look at them and
Colorado HOA Forum.com. And we ought to get you back on the show because these are a lot of good laws. Colorado HOA Forum. And listen, coming up, we're going to have a guy respond to a complaint from yesterday. His name is David Entenman. I left a message on his machine about Entenman Cookies, making a joke about his name, saying he's not a smart cookie for ripping off this guy. This guy claims that Entenman, a licensed real estate broker, sold him a trailer with rent due on it, and now this guy can't live in that trailer without moving it, and sounds like a big ripoff. But he wants to respond coming up.
Yeah, you left a pretty scathing message on his machine.
Do you want me to get Joey on?
Who?
Joey, the mobile home owner?
Yeah, if you can, that would be great.
No, I'm just looking at the calls.
Yeah, so this guy Stan sounds like he's pretty much up on this HOA stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to hear what Entenman has to say.
Yeah, me too.
And so does the audience.
The Cookie Man, the Cookie Realtor.
Garage Kings for your coatings on your garage floors, pool decks, patios, sidewalks with a lifetime guarantee, no money down. That's Garage Kings, 720-252-0370. GarageKings.com. Military discounts, both commercial and residential, veteran owned and operated from Pueblo to Fort Collins. And he says he's got the guaranteed lowest price. That's polyaspartic coatings for your garage floors. They're beautiful, by the way. 720-252-0370. Well, when you're looking for income for life, there are a number of ways of doing it. And it's really important that you check them out. I'm serious. I'm not for gimmicks. I'm for good, solid planning. And you can find those plans at mymoneymyway.com. In fact, at that website, you'll find two very good ways to do it. One is overfunding life insurance on purpose to build up a cash account for retirement. Another one is to buy either monthly payments when you're younger or a lump sum as you're older, an annuity for income. mymoneymyway.com.
All the crazy stuff going on in the world, there's this woman who shot her two sons, 9 and 13, in the head. Now, there's no way in the world you can understand how you can shoot your own children. I mean, any normal person would take a bullet for their kids. And what goes on in the mind of somebody that can hurt their children is unfathomable. You can't put yourself in that state of mind. I mean, you can understand sometimes if somebody murdered somebody in the heat of passion or during the course of a crime or something like that. But to shoot your own children is just, it's impossible to understand.
Yeah, I can't ever figure anything out like that.
It's just fucking crazy.
How about free windows? How about save up to $1,600 on inventory?
Fucking moving companies suck.
And one of the YouTubers said Julie must be part of the 1,000-pound sisters.
Okay, get those window and door replacements done right. There's no better time than to save than right now. Buy 3 windows and save up to $1,600 on our amazing kitchen door system, all installed by our own employees, not farmed out. Call us for the details on your complete turnkey project, and we'll set up for you a no-cost, in-home, rock-solid quote. Dad?
Thank you, Darlene Daughter. This educating for over 2 decades is our house.
So at my poker game last night, Tom, there are 9 people, so 8 other guys, all educated, either, all professionals or business owners, high income, high intelligent people. Half of them didn't know about the disinformation board. So imagine what the rest of the country.
No, they don't have a clue.
Right. I just asked them, I said, I don't want to talk about whether you agree with it or disagree with it, but have you heard about it? And 4 of the 8 had not heard about it. And these are, we're probably the 5%ers or 10%ers, They're all successful businessmen or professionals. So think about what the rest of the country is like. I had a big discussion with my son because I was talking about I believe in almost absolute free speech. And I said, but you have to take into account that, when it comes to minors, you can't you can't give this information to minors because society has an a priori obligation to protect minors from anything that can harm them, right?
Right. Oh, yeah.
So I think, on Twitter or on Facebook, you should be able to say whatever you want, but if you're in a classroom, I don't think teachers have the right to say whatever they want to minors. That has to be controlled because society's obligation first is to protect them.
I want to do, when I come out, I'm going to do something on Gutter Helmet in-house. Can you just pop me that little segment to anyhow?
Denver's Talk Station, 630 KL.
Tom Martino, this hour brought to you by GutterHelmetDenver.com. Gutters don't clean themselves, and it's a dangerous job. That's why I endorse Gutter Helmet, the multi-patented gutter protection system. Never clean your gutters again, guaranteed. GutterHelmetDenver.com, locally owned and operated, 303-298-8888, 298-8888. Let's talk about your problems, questions, and complaints, okay? First, we always give people a chance to respond. A guy called us yesterday and said, I bought a mobile home. Now, it's a private sale, but the guy happens to be in real estate, so he knows better. And he sold me a mobile home, and now I find out there's $15,000 in back rent. So basically, I'm stuck. And David Entenman told me, tough luck. He's the broker that sold it to me. And I thought, that's not very nice if that happened. So he's on to talk about that. Let's talk to him. David?
Yes, sir. Good
okay,
morning.
Good morning. What's going on?
Well, there's so much to this story.
All right, start. We'll listen. We'll listen.
Yeah. Yes, sir. First of all, I went ahead and emailed the bill of sale to your show.
I just sent it to you, Tom, so it should be at the top of your inbox.
Okay, I'm going to see if it's there. And what about that bill of sale? I'll believe you. Tell me what it says.
Well, basically, this buyer was fully aware of everything as much as I knew about the home.
Was it your home?
It isn't unusual. It's a mobile home. Yes.
Was it your home?
So it was my home. No, I did not live in the home. I'm sorry, but we owned the home legally. We had the title from DMV.
And you sold it for $4,900. Okay, I'm looking at it right here for purchase a mobile home. And it says the mobile home is being sold as is with no warranties or refunds. Sellers have not had any communication with Mobile Home Park or their agents. A lot lease is not currently in place. Buyer will handle all communication with the park and secure a lot lease regarding this home going forward or have the home moved. You're absolutely right. He signed that. Okay, so I want to ask you something. Did you actually live there or did you buy it on spec to resell it?
We bought it on spec through the El Paso County Assessor's tax lien auction.
Okay, I got it. Now I understand. So you were selling it, and you wanted him to know it's not like you lived there and you racked up $15,000 in rent and then moved out. It's that you kind of knew something was up because it went into a tax lien sale, so you made up this bill of sale on purpose.
Yes, sir. Nobody lived there in the home. It was vacant.
Okay, so when was that $15,000 racked up?
Well, I'm actually not sure because all of our attempts to contact the park prior to this sale were never responded to by the park, so they were very impossible to get a hold of.
So, Joey, David Entenman has a really good story here. I mean, not a good story. He has written proof here. You said, Joey, you had no idea that this was going to be a problem to get a lease or anything, and you had no idea about past rent. But this bill of sale is pretty clear. I don't want to give you a hard time, Joey, but you accuse this man of racking up $15,000 in back rent and leaving and not telling you, and now you could not secure a lease. And this bill of sale, Joey, says quite clearly that the sellers have no warranties or refunds. They know nothing about it. They can't talk to the mobile home park. They haven't talked to them. And there's not a lot lease, and it's all your responsibility. So, Joey, why did you say you didn't know anything about problems?
Because when I went to purchase the mobile home, I was met at the mobile home. The lady walked me around a little bit, and she explained a few things, and I repeatedly asked her if they had any back due rent or if they owed anything.
Well, how would they know?
Because they were selling the mobile home. I mean, didn't they?
But what did it mean to you? Hold on. What did this mean to you? And I'm giving you the same scrutiny that I gave David when he wasn't here yesterday. Here's what this thing says. Sellers have not had any communication with Chancellor's Mobile Home Park or their agents. And it says here, a lot lease is not currently in place. Buyer will handle all communication with the park and secure a lot lease. Here's what I want to know, though, Joey. Are they trying to collect the $15,000 in back rent from you?
Yes.
They are. How?
By not offering me a new lease or anything. I mean...
Wait, so hold on. Are they saying that's the reason you're not getting a lease?
As far as I know, yes.
Well, we're going to call him and find out.
I have tried repeatedly to call David and ask for help and some kind of guidance because he is a real estate, seller.
Yeah, but Joey, listen, Joey, I feel bad for you, man, because I think you wasted your money. But I think that you should have. You really.
I'm not rich neither, and I feel like I wasted my money too.
But Joey, you should have called. You should have talked to the park. I mean, you said, look at, even technically, even if he knew there was back rent, I mean, he bought it in a tax sale. Even if he knew there was back rent, he said to you, this doesn't have a lease. It's up to you to do that. Come on, Joey, you never mentioned this bill of sale. You said you knew nothing about this.
Well, I guess I didn't really read it too much.
Oh, okay, now, Joey, that's not fair. Hold on a second. Hold on. Entenmann, I guess Entenmann is a smarter cookie than I gave him credit for because he disclosed everything in this bill of sale. I need to know something. I want to know why that park is screwing you around. Just hold on a second, please. Hold on. I don't know why they're screwing you around.
Tom, are they saying that if he pays the $15,000, they'll give him a lease? If he doesn't pay the $15,000,
that's what I want. Can you find out from them?
Yeah,
because here's why. I don't think they'll give him a fucking lease anyway.
No.
Why would you find out from them? It's the name of the park is Chancellor's Mobile Home Park, and where is this?
Well, Fountain,
Colorado. Fountain, Colorado. Here it is.
Okay. What's the number?
I don't know. Chancellor's Mobile Home Park.
Okay.
Santa Fe Avenue. It's in Fountain.
Okay. Are you looking on their website?
I don't have. No, I'm not looking because I'm doing a spot here.
Okay, I'm doing it.
When you apply for a home loan, there are different amounts depending on your situation or needs. You can see how different down payments, monthly payments, and closing costs will impact your loan and your budget when you need a lender who works for you.
RockyMountainIvyMedics.com. Those are the people that come to my studio to give me hydration therapy, and they can help you tremendously with hydration. And it doesn't cost you any more than going to an IV bar. Think about that. Get the convenience in your home or at your office, and some truckers even meet people at truck stops.
Rocky Mountain IV Medics, under the supervision of a doctor with medical experts to your home. You can call or text for same-hour appointments even. Why don't you take this number down? Do yourself a favor, whether it's for dehydration, vitamin deficiency, if you got the flu, anything of general health concern. Rocky Mountain IV Medics, 720-987-2155. 720-987-2155. Sheridan Auto Tech, the place to go for maintenance, repairs, electrical issues, people you can trust. Sheridan Auto Tech, a company that treats their people like family. That's why I call him Uncle Kevin. It's like we're all his cousins. I'm telling you, he has such a great facility. In fact, two of them, on Colfax and Lakewood, on Havana and Aurora, with longevity, honesty, experience, knowledge, convenience, and value. Give them a call, 303-455-7242, 455-7242, SheridanAutotech.com. Please mark your calendars for next Tuesday. I'll be there, along with Kurt Rogers from Affordable Interest Mortgage, to talk about the liquid loan. You've heard me talk a lot about the liquid loan, the 30-year line of credit that you can pay down at will and borrow it back when you need it. In fact, all the money you keep in the bank for normal bills offsets your daily balance, so you pay less interest. You can pay interest only if you want, or you can pay principal. Your choice. The Liquid Loan Seminar next Tuesday, 6 o'clock it starts. We're going to feed you to it, the Embassy Suites in Centennial. To find out more, just go to this website, theliquidloan.com. Pre-signing is required, no cost, no obligation, theliquidloan.com. How much time? No, I'm just going to. You're not going to. Okay. Hey, Kelly, let's get just one large extra cheese pepperoni pizza. There's only a few of us here. I just feel like it. Will you on your kids?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have a slice. Doc will.
Yeah, extra cheese and then pepperoni, right? Yeah, just one. You'll eat, right?
Me? Or
I was asking.
That's what I thought. So I called Joe back, our guest from yesterday, set up a meeting with him for next Thursday.
You gonna do an annuity, you think?
I think so, yeah.
That's what I think I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
If I do anything, it'll be with him. He's such a good guy.
He really is.
He really is. Tell David we're calling the mobile home park, and I will get back to him, or we'll call him back, whatever he needs. Intimate. Yeah, just tell him we're going to keep him, or we can call him back.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
Garage Magic, that's what I call it when you cover your garage floors with that stuff. I love Garage Magic. John and his team, highly trained employees, a lifetime warranty. GarageMagic.com, 720-600-HOME. Now's the season to get that beautiful garage done, or your patio or pool deck. GarageMagic.com, 720-600-HOME. All right, listen, what we're doing is we're calling the mobile home park to find out why the past rent, which has nothing to do with Joey, they would hold Joey responsible. And then David Entenman, the speculator, the real estate guy who bought it out of tax court, certainly he didn't rack up that bill. So why is the mobile home park holding Joey responsible? It's ridiculous. They're saying they won't offer him a lease. But I suspect they won't offer him a lease no matter what. Because I think they want to get rid of it because it's old. Bob's got a comment on that. Bob, can you make that comment pretty quickly? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. The mobile home seller claims to have never contacted the mobile home park. But he also claims to know there is no lease in effect. How can both be true?
We'll ask him how he knows there was no lease. Coming up. Good question. More after this.
Christie Sports Patio Days is the largest patio furniture event in the Rockies. Visit the Christie Sports Showroom for the best selection of quality outdoor furniture, grills, and accessories. Christie Sports expert staff provides free in-store design consultations so you can be confident you're getting the right patio furniture. It's May 8th. Visit a Christie Sports Showroom today for patio furniture that's in stock and ready for delivery.
So you're redoing your kitchen and bath? Not just the place for you. Below wholesale pricing on cabinets, granite sinks, faucets, bath hardware, and all kinds of accessories. Buy and build. Great for do-it-yourselfers.
Yeah, send me that gutter helmet.
Another option. Let buy and build do it already.
Oh.
Buy and build. 560 South La Pan, just west of I-25 on Alameda, then south on La Pan. 303-295-6022. Buyandbuild.net.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver and iHeart Radio Station. It's Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter. Mornings at 10. Streaming live on our free iHeart Radio app and at khow.com.
ABC News, I'm Will Reed. On the steps of the Supreme Court, demonstrations following the release of a leaked draft opinion showing 5 conservative justices support overturning Roe v. Wade, a landmark decision legalizing abortion. President Biden on his way to Alabama.
So did you want something with David and Joey? The trailer park?
I just wanted to let them know we're checking with the trailer park. If Entenman can't wait, we can call him back, or either can.
Okay, so just get both of their numbers and then
just tell them that we're following this up. Well, did you call him, Doc?
I'm trying to get some information. I need Joey's last name and his lot number before I can call the trailer park. I can't just say Joey.
He's on there.
Yeah.
Go on
so have him hang up. I need to talk to you.
They're now in a city in southeastern Ukraine. And primary season is underway. Voters going to the polls in Ohio and Indiana. This is ABC News. The manhunt continues for an Alabama corrections officer and a capital murder suspect on the run for 4 days. An arrest warrant has been issued for the corrections officer. Authorities believe she may have helped the inmate escape. For a second consecutive night, powerful storms sweeping across Texas and Oklahoma.
Social media posts depicted hail the size of snowfall. The Oklahoma communities of Yukon and Omega were touched by apparent tornadoes. In Seminole, Brenda Sewell had a terrifying realization.
The tornado is here.
She and her family raced to their storm shelter.
I just said, God, just watch our house. Keep my dog safe.
The home was damaged, but it can be repaired. The schools and their dogs were okay. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
British authorities are investigating a security breach among the Queen's military guards. Reports say a man introduced himself as a priest, then infiltrated a barracks near Windsor Castle. Officials say the Queen was not in danger. Will Reed, ABC News.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth. It was actually
Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions like
Hello?
Crohn's and celiac disease.
So getting to the right
Hello?
diagnosis
Yes,
helped me
this is
more
Tom.
with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable. So don't wait
Good.
too long.
Good. Are you calling because I was in the queue?
At identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask if I have EPI.
Sponsored by Alfie.
K-How News Time, 11:03. Colorado Republican Congressman Doug Lamborn says he hopes reports that the U.S. Supreme Court is ready to overturn.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you called because I called because I have a sinus infection and fever and all that. I called early this morning to cancel. I didn't get a hold of you, so I called Greenwood Village directly.
Stock is here?
Over here, next door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. It turns out to be fortuitous for both of us then, because there's no way I could make it. I'm under the weather, so thank you. All right. Okay, thanks. All right. See you. All right, bye. Who leaked the draft, man? That is serious shit.
Oh, yeah.
Slow traffic heading into downtown on northbound I-25. It's a right lane crash right around 6th Avenue, and do expect some brake lights and slower traffic starting around the Lincoln Broadway exit. Doesn't really loosen up until you get past northbound 25 at 6.
Is Roberts conservative or liberal?
I don't know.
I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Top 31, this point weather, slight chance for rain today, a high reaching 67, and then tonight low 30. Better rain chances for tomorrow. Cooler as well, a high of 57 for Wednesday. Currently, it's 46. With your impact, traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 6:30 K-How.
If you're a valued customer, you deserve a simple gesture.
Well, with all the news, it
credit card company.
certainly sounds like the Supreme Court may overrule this or reverse it.
Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply. You know, it's been said, the greatest single virtue of a strong legislature is not what it
.com. Gutters don't clean themselves, and it's a dangerous job. That's why I endorse Gutter Helmet, the multi-patented gutter protection system. Never clean your gutters again, guaranteed. GutterHelmetDenver.com, locally owned and operated. 303-298-8888. 298-8888.
But Colorado's registered voters want to prevent this dangerous change. 87% think only ophthalmologists who have at least 8 years of medical and surgical training should do eye surgery. But 96% have not heard anything about this bill from their legislators.
Tom Martino, this hour brought to you by Gutter Helmet Denver.
Surgeons should perform eye surgery.
Paid for by Colorado Society of Eye Physicians.
.com. Gutters don't clean themselves, and it's a dangerous job. That's why I endorse.
$1,000 in your hand. Denver's Talk Station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this station.
So what happens 10 out of 10 times?
Can't talk to you.
Right, you have to leave a message because they have an answering service and you can't call direct.
Gutter Helmet. Helmet. The multi-patented gutter protection system.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Renew Home Innovations will get you beautiful, beautiful showers and tubs or tub-shower combinations. Get rid of that old nasty look. You know, sometimes that's all you need to make that bathroom sparkle and beautiful. Renew Home Innovations does a unique product. Wall systems that require no maintenance, American standard products, wonderful stuff. Renew Home Innovations has special financing, same as cash. And listen to this, half off labor right now. Renew Home Innovations, special pricing for seniors and veterans as well. 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. They can start immediately. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Now, we have this issue we're working on with the mobile home park to bring you up to date. A guy called yesterday and said, I was sold a mobile home park, not told it had $15,000 in back rent. When the guy sold it to me, I didn't realize that. Now the park wants me to pay it. And I said, that doesn't make sense. He says, yeah. And the guy who sold it to him, he said, was a broker, and the guy's name was Entenman. And I called Entenman, made fun of his name, said he was not a smart cookie for doing that. He called back and said, well, I didn't do that. And he says, here, look at the bill of sale. The bill of sale signed by the guy who called. Indeed says sellers have had no communication with the mobile home park or their agents. And a lease is not currently in place. And buyer will handle all communication with the park and secure a lot lease regarding his home going forward, this home going forward, and have the home moved. Title and possession is surrendered to the buyer simultaneous with this agreement. That's it. He knew everything right there. He signed it, but he said, I didn't realize that the park was going to try to make me pay that back rent. Well, that's not Entenman's fault, the guy who sold it. He bought it in a tax lien sale, and it wasn't his fault that the park is doing this. So Deputy Doc is trying to get a hold of the park to figure out why they're going after the tenant.
As usual, you can't talk to a person, so I had to leave a message with their...
no one answers phones anymore, by the way. You want to get ahead with the competition? Answer your phone. How about that? Randy, welcome. What's going on with your you have a 1955 and a 1956 Chevy, both two Chevys for sale?
Hi, Tom. So they belong to my father-in-law.
Wow.
My father-in-law has dementia, and he put one of those trucks out in front of his yard for sale. Somehow, and I don't know the full story because my father-in-law unfortunately doesn't remember a lot of the conversation.
Was this a restored truck or an old truck?
No, sir. They are both old, need total restoration pickups.
That's what people like, to do it themselves. That 56 is sweet. Anyway, he had a 56 and a 55, so what's the problem?
So he was trying to sell, he put the one truck up in front of his yard for sale.
Yeah.
Somehow an individual, a man, approached him. Whether he called him first, we don't know, or he just came up to him and approached him at his yard. We don't know that either. But he ended up trying to make a deal for two trucks, the 55 and the 56. My father-in-law was willing to sell them both for $5,000 each. My father-in-law gave the guy two unsigned titles and took $1,000 from him, went back into his house and told my mother-in-law, I just sold these trucks for $10,000. Here's the money. He somehow got confused, and he's done this before with costs of things.
All right. Was there a bill of sale?
No, sir.
So he signed the titles over to this guy?
They are not signed titles.
Why did he give them to him if they're not signed?
We don't know. We don't know the extent of the conversation because my father-in-law doesn't remember it because of his dementia. And this was a week
Are the trucks gone?
The trucks are not gone. My father-in-law has possession of them, and we have been just telling them to keep the gate locked at their house so that they,
and he didn't cash the check, right?
No, it was $1,000 cash.
Okay. So, is this guy going to come back and take the trucks?
I wish I knew, sir.
I think they need to go for a lost title.
File for lost titles?
Yeah. This guy's already probably trying to get plates for him.
That's what we're worried about.
Do they run?
They do not run.
Now, how do you know, this guy's going to have a different story. This guy's going to say he bought him fair and square.
We're afraid of that, yes.
And he has the titles to prove it. And how do you know the titles? How do you know they're not signed? Look, your father-in-law doesn't remember anything except he knows he gave him the titles unsigned. How does he know that?
Because my mother-in-law, he went inside the house, pulled the titles, and said that he's going to make the deal and sell them for $10,000. And he took the titles out with him.
So did he think he was getting $10,000 in cash, or did he think the guy was coming back?
Well, and that's another thing. We don't know if he actually told him $500 apiece because he was mistaken, or he actually told him $5,000, and the guy just.
How long ago was it? How long ago was this?
A week ago today.
And he never came back or called.
He has not come back. He has not called. He has not tried to. He's not tried to leave a letter in the mailbox. Anything.
Wow, that's strange.
Totally strange.
You better try to. He might be filing that title.
If I go to the DMV, I'll have to have VIN numbers. Will they give me the information, or does my father-in-law have to do it?
You mean for lost title?
Well, can we run a search as to whether the person has tried to do it?
Yeah, you can run a search, I think. You can do a Carfax. I mean, all he needs the VIN, but I don't know, man. I don't know what this guy's game. I don't know what his game is.
Right, exactly. That's what we're worried about.
I mean, something's up. You know, he didn't give $1,000 for nothing.
I've actually contacted the sheriff's department, and they told me pretty much the same thing, to go into the DMV and file for lost title.
Yep.
It's not, at this point, no crime has been committed, so they really can't do anything. It's kind of a civil matter.
Well, there is no crime. And your father-in-law could have been the one who sold it and then changed his mind. It could have been $500. He thought he said $5,000. Look, he has dementia. But then you can undo the whole deal. I mean, but listen, here's the deal, okay? You got to file for lost title first, immediately.
Okay.
For both of them. You don't have to give all the details.
So
all you have to do
that, or does my father-in-law have to do it?
What's that? No, your father-in-law. Is he the owner?
He's the owner, yes.
And he's the one on the title. He has to do it.
Okay. Well, it's just it's not so much that I don't want to take him in there. It's just that his mood swings are so up and down, and he's just so hard to kind of deal with right now, just because of the dementia.
Okay, so you got to get a duplicate title, and then hope that this guy did not fill it out and already put it through. But listen, man, I mean, you got to do it. I don't know what else to tell you. And then you have to hide those trucks away until you get to talk to this guy and give him his money back. But you got a serious problem. You got to deal with it immediately.
Orchard lets you move into your new home before you sell your old one. Orchard turns into a cash buyer so you can win in the competitive market.
Man, that guy.
So far, there's no crime committed.
The new way to home is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. Get started at Orchard.
Blake Harris Law will answer your questions about estate planning with a phone call. Why does he do that? Because he wants to make sure you know what you need, and he loves discussing it with potential clients. And there's no charge for the answers. Here's what else is great.
BlakeHarrisLaw.com will only charge you and quote you prices up front when you decide what you need together. 833-ASK-BLAKE. It's that simple. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Something else is simple. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. Ideal is the place that gives you options. First, you can pick your own term. You don't have to have 15 or 30. Second, you can do whatever you like with that. Shorten your term, get cash out, whatever, and you get the interest rate guarantee. Now, that's an option. If rates go down, you get to refinance free of charge. It's a 2-year guarantee every time you close. You also have credit optimization, which means you get better pricing because they tweak your credit even after you're approved. And then they have pre-approvals, which are like cash deals, meaning you're approved, the money's set aside, the interest is locked, you go out shopping, and you can close within days. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. American Restoration 24/7. It's a company that you need to get to know if ever you have a property problem like fire, flood, mold, asbestos, any other kind of contamination, either from crime, unattended death, whatever it is, they're there to help you. And make no mistake, even though your insurance most of the times pays for these services, you better get it done right the first time because they're not going to pay a second time. And most people in the restoration business, they suck. American Restoration is one of the best, honest and qualified with all the EPA certifications. Give them a call. You won't be disappointed. 833-7-AM-REST. 833-7-AM-REST. Or online at amrest247.com.
Hey, Tom, are you catching up on Better Call Saul?
Oh, I think I saw the whole thing now.
I did.
And it ended. No. It didn't end. I thought it was the last season.
No, the last season is now. There were 4 episodes already.
Oh, then I didn't. So they're not all up then.
No, it's
okay. That's
on a weekly basis.
Okay. Well, there were. Okay, I see. Then, because I thought, it didn't seem like the end.
Well, that's because the last season is on now.
Right, and I'm watching it.
Okay.
But I saw up to the last one that was posted and thought,
yeah, the last one was last night. Or the
But they do one a week. Not you can't just binge on.
I don't think they're streaming. I think it's just 1 week.
Okay.
Never clean your gutter.
That's another good show.
Never clean your gutters again. Or clean your gutters again.
Yeah, so last night was the 4th episode of the last season.
Never clean your gutters again, guaranteed. Guaranteed. GutterHelmetDenver.com. Locally owned and operated.
Every 3 seconds there is a new victim of identity.
Locally owned and operated. 303-298-88. 303-298-8.
Very easy, thanks to LifeLock by Norton. Only one company can prevent all identities after monitoring every transaction of every business.
298-8888.
And save up to 25% on the first year when you go to LifeLock.com.
298-8888.
This report is sponsored by Ruth Insurance.
Partly sunny skies with temperatures in the mid-60s for your Tuesday. With light chance for a few showers and thunderstorms as we get into this afternoon. Better chance for later on tonight and throughout the day on Wednesday. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burns.
Look, Colorado, we get it. There are too many obnoxious car insurance ads. We're Root, and we do car insurance differently. Our app lets us give you smarter rates based on how you actually drive, on things like your job. Root, for good drivers. Download the app today. It's running for the BlackTV.com P-Dex. Denver's talk station. Online at khow.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-8255.
Water Pros, You get the best water systems at the lowest prices, and I can say that with confidence. I have 2 systems. You can get whole house conditioning under $2,000 fully installed, or drinking water at the fountain, at the sink of your choice, and you will never buy bottled water again under $1,000. These are prices that are unbelievable compared to what plumbing companies charge. And Water Pros, of course, supervised by a master plumber, and all certified techs. Waterpros.net. Paul the Waterman. Okay, Lamar has a question on Airbnb. Lamar, what's going on? Lamar?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
I wasn't really aware of what's going on. I kind of keep my business to myself.
Yeah. What's happening?
But this Airbnb I found out about is bed and breakfast or something like that?
Yeah, well, Airbnb are bed. Go ahead. What do you want to know?
Like it.
You don't like it?
I've been here for 43 years in my house here, and my neighbor across the street and on the south side of me is doing bed and breakfast. Now,
where are you? Where are you? Are you in Arvada? Okay. You know, some cities have put a lot of limits on those, but Airbnb is basically the homeowner goes on Airbnb.com and they put their homes up for rent.
Yeah, I don't like it, though.
Why? How's it affecting you?
Well, the other day, a car pulled up from Texas, and about 6 people got out of the car, carrying 2 rifles into the house. And then a van pulled up, and 11 people came out of the van and went into the house, and they were playing loud music and everything else. And then I looked on the south side of me, on the corner, and some other people from Mexico moved in there, and there was 11 of them. And I don't like it. And I've talked to my neighbors, and I know all my neighbors around here, and they don't like it neither. What can I do about it?
Well, some HOAs have tried to outlaw them.
I'm not in an HOA.
Okay. Now, by the way, according to this website by attorneys at law, Garfield and Hecht, and by the way, I don't know them, but their website says, despite, here's what it says. Colorado courts have determined that short-term rentals, listen to this, of properties are not a commercial use, and a homeowners association cannot prohibit short-term rentals under a covenant of restriction of residential use only. Yet, but I've heard of other covenants saying that you can't rent more than less than 30 days at a time. So you might want to, you're not in an HOA, so it doesn't matter. Listen, if they're following all the laws, the short answer is you can't stop it.
I just don't like the traffic coming through here. You don't know who's coming in. You don't know if they're carrying bed bugs or cockroaches.
Is there only one unit doing it?
No, there's 2 units. One on the south side of me and one straight across.
Are you in a condo? Are you in a condo?
I own my own home. I've been here for 43 years.
Okay, it's a single-family home.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. I don't think there's anything you can do about it. Are you sure you're not in a HOA community?
Nope.
Lamar, I'm sorry, man. I'm looking here all over, and I'm not seeing any success in fighting Airbnbs unless it's against local zoning. Really? 303-713-TALK. I'm sorry, Lamar. There's not much we can do about it. Bennett's got a question about CBD. Go ahead, Bennett.
Hey, Tom. I called you last week. I was having neuropathy real bad, and Marty heard the call, and he called and recommended a doctor here in Denver. But unfortunately, they're not taking new patients.
Yeah, I know.
And Marty called me back, or I should say I called Marty today, and he told me to call you and ask about Panacea, CBD, I believe, and to mention that it asked if they had a Martino's.
Well, they have 30% off. RealCBDThatWorks.com is the website. It's Panacea. And if you use Tom in the promo code, you can get 30% off. What are you looking for, that relief in your legs?
Yes, Tom. I was into the doctor yesterday, and they recommended take some marijuana gummies.
Have you tried those?
No, I have not, because this all just came up yesterday.
Now, marijuana gummies, you understand, that's not the same as CBD. Marijuana gummies have THC in it.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, I'm saying that your doctor may specifically have wanted maybe you to feel a little better and use that. You know, some people like the marijuana feeling. You don't get that with the CBD. You do get a good feeling, but it's not a high.
And that's what I don't want to get as a high.
Well, then the CBD would be just right. If you go to realcbdthatworks.com and put Tom in the promo code, you will get 30% automatically off. And just try one of, I think for what you want, I think you would want the gels. Get the strongest gel you can find. I'm just trying.
Do they send them to the home, or do I have to pick them up?
Oh, no, they'll send them right to the home. Just go to Panacea Life. It's either PanaceaLife.com. I gave it another name for my people. It's the same website, realcbdthatworks.com. And I'm looking at the soft gels for you to see what would be best. Now, I'm not sure they work for you have a form of neuropathy.
Correct.
And I'm not sure, I really can't say, but they do have soft gels, and I'd get the strongest soft gel you can find. Basically, that's what I would get. And I'm looking here, and they're not that bad. You ought to, don't buy too many at first to make sure that it's working for you.
Correct.
And you just get a bottle. I wish I had some I could send you. I don't. Otherwise, yeah, they're $30 for those. Geez, I wish I could get you some samples. I just don't know. I think you'd actually get them faster if you just go to this website and put Tom in the promo code, PanaceaLife.com or RealCBDThatWorks.com, and try it. That burning that you're having, or that freezing feeling in your hands and feet, right?
Correct.
No one else has called in about that, but it is a form of neuropathy, but we don't know. I guess Marty said that your doctor said it was a result of the chemo. Did I put you on hold by mistake? I'm sorry, Bennett. Did they say it was a result of chemo?
Yes, they were giving me IVs of chemo, and they say that's what caused it. And now what they've got me on is 3 pills of a chemo in the morning and 3 in the afternoon.
And they say those pills can still do it?
No, they say those pills will not do it. It was something with one of the IVs.
Okay, well, did they say that would clear up?
Well, that's the question, Tom. Yes, they're saying, but this is going on for almost 3 months, and I can't walk 100 feet without falling down.
Oh, that's terrible. My goodness.
But are you falling down because of the pain or because you can't control your muscles?
Can't control the muscles.
God.
That's different than neuropathy.
I don't know. Doc, Smarty Marty, what do you think? What's going on?
Oh, yeah. When he originally told me that his doctor suggested the gummies, I immediately thought CBD, but then I corrected him, and I said, just follow your doctor's advice. Call Panacea, tell them what your doctor said, and they will find the right product.
Yeah, they will.
So
I think the soft gels they're going to recommend.
Yeah, so it sounds like a side effect from the chemo he had, and hopefully it'll go away in time. As I told you before, I don't think it's something that, in my opinion, the chiropractor could help. If it is, if it's related to a side effect, then that's what it is.
I wonder if any, I don't know. Did we recommend Colorado Pain Care?
I don't.
Yes, you suggested that.
Did you, Bennett, why don't you talk to the docs over there? I mean, it's not going to hurt. They do a lot with neuropathy, different kinds. They have different meds and stuff that might work. I don't know. I don't know. This is a very difficult thing, Bennett. How is the cancer doing?
The cancer's in remission.
Good.
It's not spread or anything. And other than this time, I feel 100% good if I could just walk and feel my hands.
Yeah, that's too bad. Would you try Colorado Pain Care? I'm serious.
Sure.
I mean, really, call them and just talk to them and tell them I recommended and just see them about it, because this is precisely what they do. You're already treating the cancer, and this is a side effect. I mean, you're having, it's really neuropathy, for lack of a better term, until they determine differently, but they might be able to identify some nerves or something and help you. But at least if you haven't tried there, I would at least try them. Really. 303-GOT-PAIN. Literally, that's the number I call. In fact, I called it this morning to talk to them. 303-GOT-PAIN. We got more coming right up.
Different than neuropathy. That seems to be a totally...
I know.
I mean, that's really scary. I mean, if he has a balance issue...
It's not balance. I think it's muscle weakness.
Well, yeah, but, right. Which is different than neuropathy.
Well, yeah. I don't know. God, this poor guy.
Avenue, but damage done. Still looking at some residual delays between Broadway and 6th Avenue from that earlier problem. The rest of I-25 has been a nice drive so far. I-70 looking good. No other reported highway delays. But 31 pinpoint weather, a slight chance of rain today. And the high reaching 67. Tonight close 30. Better rain chances for tomorrow and cooler with a high of 57 for Wednesday. Currently, it's 48. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Finding a great hire can be a challenge. That's why there's Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You've heard me talking about the liquid loan, and maybe you're considering it, but if you want it face-to-face with Kurt Rogers, the owner who presents this loan, and I'll be there, we'll talk about it, seriously. TheLiquidLoan.com will tell you about the seminar coming up next Tuesday. It starts at 6, Embassy Suites in Centennial. You should be there. We can ask and answer any questions, talk about it, talk about real-life examples and how it works. There's no obligation, no payment, no obligation, and you'll get fed. Hey, why don't you go to theliquidloan.com to find out more? That's theliquidloan.com. And for those listening, the Liquid Loan is a line of credit for 30 years. You can borrow it up, you can pay it down, you can use it as a personal line of credit for 30 years. You can pay interest only, simple interest. It's not all accrued up front. Or you can pay principal whenever you want. That's theliquidloan.com.
Pizza's here.
Thanks. Thank you.
Well, they were quick today.
Well, there's only one way to replace the kitchen, only custom-built cabinets by our own people for a fabulous look. Bathroom, you can count on easy tried and true done right bathroom renovation. And when the entry door, Dad, how about your two things? Well, start with a long unit of well, yes, but I did it done with the preparation, installation, finish, exactly why renovation don't done right, get right, done. So folks, whether it's kitchen, bath, counter, or floor, we can place the unit to go. As always, we have our word for future life with them. 303-742-2295. 800-263-370. Or PRHI. When interest rates rise, credit card debt gets way more expensive. And
it can be difficult to get out of debt. Make sure you're doing what you can to pay it off faster. Hey, it's Michael Brown for American Financing, reminding you that a cash-out refinance is a strategic way to lower your rate and excess cash. You'll be able to spend less on interest, pay your balance off faster, and potentially save up to $1,000 a month. That's right, a month. And don't forget, when you work with American Financing, you're going to get a free mortgage review before you start, so you can understand your options without having to pay any upfront or hidden fees. If you like what you hear, they'll design a custom loan program around your goals, and they help you skip your payments. So what are you waiting for? Pre-qualify for free by calling 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online AmericanFinancing.net.
MLS 12334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate. Imagine selling your home and getting paid twice? How's that even possible? You sell your home, get paid twice. You can with Orchard. It's simple. Orchard makes you a solid cash offer on your home. If you agree, boom, here's your cash. Orchard handles everything from there. Paint, repair, clean, list, and show your home. And if your old home sells for more than Orchard paid you for it, you get the upside cash. That bears repeating. When your old home sells for more than Orchard paid for it, you get paid again. And that happens 99% of the time with Orchard. Look, in this hot Denver market where there's so many home buying companies trying to lowball you, only Orchard pays you the upside when your old home sells for more. Want to get paid twice when you sell your home? I know I would. Learn how and get a free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Joe O'Day, an outsider, not a career politician. Joe O'Day, a conservative running for U.S. Senate. Joe was adopted and raised by a Denver police officer, became a union carpenter, and started a construction company as a young man. That construction company employs hundreds of Coloradans today. Now Joe O'Day is running for U.S. Senate to be a voice for working people, to attack inflation, cut the waste, fund our military, police, and America's infrastructure. Joe O'Day is endorsed by Colorado's largest organization of police officers. Listen to what Joe has to say.
You know why Washington is so disconnected? It's run by too many people who've never had to work a hard day in their life. So when people say, why are you running, Joe? I'm running to be a voice for the working people of this country. I am one of
Now, tell me this isn't a progressive thing. To talk about with Ruth Bader Ginsburg, asking her to retire. Do we ever ask men of a certain age to retire? No. We admire them as elder statesmen, blah, blah. Bullshit. How many liberals wanted Justice Breyer to retire? Right?
Right.
There was a huge outcry for him to retire.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Ann has a question on gap insurance. Hi, Ann. What's going on?
Hi, Tom. First of all, I listen to you every day driving because I'm a sales rep, but I called you regarding an insurance, homeowner's insurance, and I didn't pull the trigger, but I will with one of the companies you recommended, so thanks for that.
Sure.
So now I have another issue. I'm kind of making my way here, so I'm going to try to keep it brief, tell you what the main point is now, but I'm going to have to give you a little recap potentially.
Go ahead.
So my issue right now is I was working with Ally, the lender for a vehicle. My husband was involved in a car accident March 9th of 2020, severe accident. And then the Dan Kaplan law firm was our attorneys. They did an excellent job, by the way. So shout out to them.
Good.
So moving forward, I just received notification from Ally after months of trying to resolve something, and they did a charge.
Is Allied the other person's policy or yours?
That's our lender.
Oh, your lender. That's right. Okay.
Our lender, yeah. So basically it involves Ally, the lender, and American Heritage Insurance, which is apparently associated with Allstate. But they have actually done a great job. So the crux of the situation right now is I've tried.
But who is American Heritage representing, you or the other party?
They are representing us. They're the people that hold the gap insurance on the car, which I finally found out. So they are the ones that were supposed to cover this gap insurance.
Okay, for those listening, let me explain something to you. This is important. Gap insurance is for people who get into an accident and the property damage coverage is not enough to pay off the loan. And the reason people get into that trouble is because of quick depreciation, and certain timelines will produce a negative amortization or a negative equity situation. But gap insurance does not cover previous stupid mistakes. For example, if you trade in a car and you have a negative $10,000 balance going into your new car, and now your new car, your loan is $10,000 more than it should be, they don't necessarily cover that. They cover only up to a certain percentage above the loan balance or above the value. So tell me what's going on.
Okay, and that's, I'm not sure if I understand that 100%, but I kind of do. So,
well, what it means is, I mean, if you think about it, when you buy a car, let's say you buy a $20,000 car, and you made mistakes in your life, and you have a car that you owe 20 grand on, but it's only worth 10. When you go to trade that car in, that $20,000 car you're buying now becomes $30,000. Gap insurance is not going to pay for your previous mistake.
Okay, so help me work through this then. So I'm working with American Heritage Insurance that told me they were going to cover a gap claim.
Well, what is the gap? Let's go back to March 9th, 2020. The car was totaled. Okay.
Okay. The car was totaled along with my husband. It was very, very severe, and of course that took months of recuperation. He was in hospital and rehab.
No, but that has nothing to do with the property damage. I mean, don't think I'm not sympathetic to that. I mean, that's a terrible thing. But getting to the property damage, the car was totaled. At the time the car was totaled, how much was it your insurance paying, or was it the other parties?
Well, theirs. It was total.
How much did they pay for the total?
Geico, I can't remember what they paid. Honestly, was it something like $12,000? But then the gap insurance I thought was supposed to cover.
But hold on. What did you owe on that car?
That's the information. Well, I have some information from the attorney, and I'm not sure how accurate, which is what I'm calling. So I know in November of 2020, my husband had tried to call because he started getting these lien letters, I believe, but he was still so devastated from the accident. It was terrible, and he handled all the bills. So then the attorneys were being nice enough to help in November of 2020, starting to call Ally and sent multiple letters of representation asking to call about the notices, never got a response. And then they made several attempts, finally talked to someone at Ally about gap insurance, and then it says on the car, confirmed a payoff amount. It says of $18,000.
Okay.
$18.
All right. So if your car was worth $12,000, you should have gotten what your car was worth from the other party. Gap insurance, this is hard to explain, but gap insurance does not simply pay the gap. It only pays the gap if you're an innocent in this. In other words, if you let the other party pay less than they should, the gap can say you should have gotten more. I mean, who determined that $12,000 was enough to let that other party off the hook?
Well, I'm not sure. It was a lot of people involved. We're talking attorneys. We're talking.
Yeah, but your attorneys didn't handle your property damage, did they?
No, but they were trying to help with it.
I get it.
I got involved.
Here's the thing, Ann. We got, I hate to be so mundane, or repetitious, but here's the bottom line: did the other insurance company pay enough money? You better find out, because it might be too late now. That $12 grand may have been severely undervalued. That doesn't mean you're. What's that?
Go ahead. I'm not sure.
Somebody accepted it. Who accepted the $12 grand? Somebody did.
Well, we went along with that. Whatever Geico said they were going to pay, the Geico sent the check and did whatever.
Who's Geico? Is Geico your insurance?
Geico was our insurance.
Well, your insurance has nothing to do with it. It was the other party's fault, right?
Right.
So what was their insurance?
You know what? That I do not know, because that was all handled in the attorney situation.
Your insurance, did you have collision coverage on this car?
We had everything on. Yes, we did on this car.
All right.
But here's the end of it, if I could interject real quick. So I worked for months trying to figure out, after my husband tripped on the drain grate outside of our condo and died. And that's a whole nother thing I started.
After who died?
My husband ended up falling in a spring.
Wait,
that I
your
totally
husband, your husband is deceased?
He is now. He was in a massive car accident, and that's when COVID started. The lockdown started. He was trying to resolve this lien
Oh
thing.
my God!
I just want to say this. He asked the attorneys to help him get this gas thing to try to figure it out, which they were so gracious to do. They went through it in November of 2020. Remember, we've got COVID going on, so no one's answering their phones. My husband's severely injured. I'm trying to work and take care of him.
I understand, Ann.
Without going
But
into
Ann,
all the
you're telling me they helped you, but what did they do? You got paid. Who paid the $12,000? Did your collision coverage, or did the other party pay it?
Well, the other party paid whatever they were supposed to pay. But
No, that's not necessary. What do you mean what they were supposed to pay? They're supposed to pay what the car was worth.
Okay, I guess I need better information.
All right, no, what I'm going to do is give you a list of what you need. I promise you I'll clear this up, okay? Let's just take it piece by piece. This woman is so confused.
Yeah, I mean,
she is so confused.
I don't even understand what she's complaining about. You? What does she need?
She still owes money on her loan.
So she owes $6,000.
Whatever it is, she owes
she
it.
Said 18 and she got 12, and she said she owes 18,000 on it. Right? I think that's what she's saying. So sue the other party for $6,000. Take her to small claims court.
It might be too late now. It was in
2020.
It was March of 2020. We're on 2 years right now.
And when Geico sent, whoever it was that sent the check to her, is it usually full and final?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody did it.
Does that mean, so if you hit my car, Tom,
hold on. If you are looking for a roofer, oh my God, are you going to be inundated? That's why I have a safe thing to tell you. ExcelRoofing.com. Excel as in excellent, E-X-C-E-L. Let me tell you what Jay Bretz does not do. Jay Bretz, the owner, in business 30 years, thousands of customers satisfied, including me. He does not take a dime, not a penny. As he says it, we don't take a cent until you're content. In addition to that, you get full and complete contracts, full and complete, delineating all of the materials and work to be done. There's no guessing. He doesn't make deals with the insurance company. He tells you what you need and then fights for you to get it. He also has a complete repair division. And he's been in town for the full 30 years, and he doesn't go chasing storms. He just chases satisfaction. He also knows about roof systems and makes your roof more energy efficient. They even have solar-powered attic fans to keep that roof system longer. Find out more about that. ExcelRoofing.com, 33761-6400. Century RV, right now, building a new facility up at I-25 and exit 240. And you know what I love about Century RV? The aggressive pricing and the great supply, even in this market. Century, C-E-N-T-U-R-Y, CentryRV.com. If you are looking for an RV, new or used, you got to check them out. You go up to exit 240, that's I-25 and 240, that's the Longmont turnoff. But don't go left to Longmont, go right down the frontage road about a quarter mile. There you go, CentryRV.com, 303-453-1111. That poor woman is so fucked because she doesn't understand. And you know what? Personal injury attorneys never help people with property, never.
So she was thinking that the gap insurance
would cover $6,000.
Exactly.
Find our members the best and most affordable plans for them. The right Medicare coverage for you, including plans to cover gaps in Medicare Part A and Part B. Important benefits like vision, dental, and prescription coverage that could save you thousands of dollars each year. Maximize your Medicare with Chapter, rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. The service is free, so call and speak with an advisor.
Let us help your next chapter be the best one yet. Call 800-607-2155. 800-607-2155. 800-607-2155. Everybody's heard how competitive the home buying market is out there, but nobody's telling you what they can do to help you out to get in on the best deal. Got Real Home Loans Weekend is all-stars including pre-approved. Wouldn't the idea if you could become a cash buyer and go to the front of the line? Got Real Home Loans, you can do all those things. Call us today, 303-867-7000, or go to the online, idealhomeloans.com. Equal opportunity lender, regulated by Florida, NMLS 136-756. I tend to second guess them as a friend because they're often interrupted by that elite fast-paced campaign of wedding schools. Turns out I have EPI, or estrogen pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, Menthylate, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrotic colonopathy or bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful foreign joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and not with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause gut irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, or further cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI. Visit Creon.com or call 800.
So Tom, my question was, if you hit me and your insurance company sends me a check for $10,000.
We're on. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I want to clear things up for Ann. Ann?
Can I just say one thing first?
Yeah, go ahead.
You're clear that I didn't not give you proper information. After months of my husband trying and then dying to get to talk to Ally about GAP, he wasn't getting anywhere. Then he asked the attorneys, and they got involved to try just to help him. They got information, and then my husband ended up dying on a drain grate. That's another story. Then I got involved because I had mounds of mail. I started opening all the mail, and then I found out on a contract finally by calling Hyundai Sonata that we had GAP insurance. So I found out after months and months of phone calls, calling Ally, calling American Heritage, that American Heritage was the one that held our GAP insurance on the original contract for the vehicle. End of story. As of about 2 to 3 weeks ago, even though it's past the statute of limitation, not statute of limitation, whatever, they said they are going to cover it due to the extenuating circumstances.
It is past the statute. It is past the statute. But Ann, I still need to explain something because okay, first of all, when you got into that accident, you had two choices. You could do either one or the other. One is to let your collision coverage cover the car, or you let the other party cover the car. You can't do both. Now, if I need to know, or you need to find out, who covered the car initially, okay? Who covered it?
And it would have been the other party because they were at full fault.
Well, you say that, but okay, then how do you know what they paid was fair?
I don't know.
Okay, you said they paid 12 grand, right?
Yes, I have all the records.
Well, okay, here's what I'm telling you. You need to find out. Now, then you have to ask your question. Did the other party pay a fair price? If they did not pay a fair price, you agreed to that price. If you agree to a price that is under market value for that car, your gap insurance can turn you down. Like it or not, that's the way it is, okay? So,
but they have not. After all these months of me trying, especially after Paul died, they said they're going to cover the claim.
Okay, hold on. Then why are you calling?
I got charged off.
Why are you calling?
I'm calling because Ally, after months and months of trying to get them to help me somehow and figure things out, I was in circles and circles, and then I finally got American Heritage on the phone.
I'm asking a simple question. You just said they're going to pay the claim.
Right, but in the meantime, Ally, the lender, did a charge-off on me. I just got a letter. So now I'm like, okay, now what do I do? Because
a charge-off doesn't mean – a charge-off simply means they took the loss on their books, and they're not going to come after you for it. It doesn't mean you don't owe the money. You still owe the money.
Okay, so then who does the insurance company, if they said they're going to pay this claim on this gap?
They pay it to Allied, the lender, and then the lender has to claim it as income. That's the way it works. You see, a lot of people think a charge-off means, oh, they don't owe it anymore. I get it. No, you don't. They get it. They get it. It's their money. They do what they want with it.
That's the most fucked up.
So, Tom, my question is, you hit my car, okay?
Yeah.
Your insurance company sends me a check for $8,000. The car's worth $10,000. When you sign that check, is it usually a release that you can't go after the other party? Can't go over, right. Or for the insurance company, that's it. It's one. You accept the check, you're done. So that's probably what happened here. Her husband probably accepted the check for 12 grand and has no recourse except to go back to the gap insurance. She can't go after the insurance company. Is that correct? Okay, that's what I thought.
I mean, if you technically say it's full and final value, how do you argue to gap that it's not?
I agree.
It's just terrible.
Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter, mornings at 10, streaming live on our free iHeartRadio app and at khow.com.
I gotta use the restroom. I just can't believe it's fucking pain.
The leaked Supreme Court draft opinion detailing plans to overturn the landmark abortion case Roe v. Wade sparked strong reaction from the court's Chief Justice John Roberts, who called it a singular and egregious breach of trust. ABC's Aaron Katersky.
The Supreme Court confirmed draft opinion obtained by Politico is authentic. Chief Justice Roberts said in a statement he's directed the marshal of the court to investigate the source of the leak of the draft opinion that indicated the court was prepared to overturn Roe versus Wade and rooted.
One piece of pizza left.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Okay.
President Biden says the opinion goes against decades of court decisions and called a woman's right to choose fundamental. It's primary election day in Indiana and Ohio. The state Senate race in the Buckeye State is attracting close attention from Republican leaders around the country. This is ABC News. Pope Francis has asked for a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
In an interview published here in Italy on Tuesday, the Pope said he requested an in-person meeting with Putin in Russia to try to stop Russia's invasion of Ukraine, but the Kremlin hasn't responded. He said in the interview published in Italy's Corriere della Sera paper that he fears Putin cannot and does not want to have this meeting at this time, and asked, quote, but how can you not stop so much brutality? In the interview, Francis also said the head of the Russian Orthodox Church, Patriarch Kirill, who closely backs Russia's invasion, cannot become Putin's altar boy. Megan Williams, ABC News, Rome.
For the second week in a row, gas has gotten more expensive. The average price of regular unleaded is now $4.18 a gallon. You won't be able to use the pandemic as a reason to get a refund from Airbnb. As of May 31st, customers will no longer be able to get their money back if they cancel for virus-related reasons. The policy has been in place since March of 2020. Bill Reeve, ABC News.
May is Maytag month, the hardest working month of the year, when you can save on hard-working Maytag performance. Like laundry pairs that make clothes think twice before getting dirty again. Refrigerators that make cold your new favorite flavor. And dishwashers that inflict a meal for breakfast.
Don't wait. Put the hardest working month of the year to work for you and save big on Maytag appliances now through June 1st. Because May is Maytag month.
At CEW, we get that in business, the only certainty is uncertainty. I agree. Right. I do. Well, ABC Micro Data Center solution implemented by the experts at CEW provides certainty that your infrastructure will deliver the performance and support your business needs. So you're ready for anything.
I'm somewhat making reasonably confident that it's going good.
The orchestration of CEW. People who get it. Find out more at cew.com/APC.
I will.
Promise.
K-How News Time, 12:03.
Colorado Congressman Jason Crow says he disagrees with the possibility that he will overturn Roe versus Wade, and Congress needs to take action.
We have the legislation, a bill in the House to be passed, and we'll look at the Senate. I think we're being provide protection for women.
If Roe versus Wade is overturned, decisions on abortion will be left to the states to decide. Crow says Colorado has done a good job of providing protection to women. Colorado recently passed the Reproductive Health Equity Act to protect the right to an abortion in the states. Coloradans are one signature away from no longer paying state sales taxes on diapers and some feminine hygiene products. The state Senate passed House Bill 1055 yesterday. The bill ends state sales taxes on youth and adult diapers and products such as tampons and panty liners. The bill received strong bipartisan support in the legislature and is expected to save Coloradans up to $9 million a year. The measure now goes to the governor for his consideration. That's the latest on Chat Hour.
Now, Impact Traffic.
It's sponsored by Audible. Traffic is back to normal northbound I-25 heading into downtown after an earlier stall right around 6th Avenue has been cleared now. So that means all our metro highways are clear of any delay. Excellent drive time, light traffic, and nice flow of traffic as you work your way around the metro area at this point. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a slight chance of rain today. The high reaching 67. Tonight slow dropping to 30, and then better rain chances for tomorrow. Cooler temperatures as well, a high of 57 for Wednesday. Currently, it's 49. With your Impact Trust and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 K-How. This spring, let Audible bring a smile to comedy, sci-fi, thriller, or whatever you love listening to. From audiobooks to exclusive originals to podcasts. Find it all on Audible. Sign up and start free at audible.com.
Affordable interest mortgage. My friend Kurt Ross. You're looking for a loan? Let's talk about the asset manager. This is a line of credit. It'll pay off the loan you have, and then you know how you have money in your checking account that you use to pay your bills? Well, whenever your money is there, it counts against your daily average balance, and that means lower interest. You make your normal payments, or you can pay it down whenever you want, and you can draw it out when you want. You can log in and find out where your loan is. 24/7 loan status. It's called the Asset Manager. It is a great loan. I used to call it my bank, my loan, my way. I love it. You can get it at AIMortgage.net. They also do conventional, VA, and FHA. 720-895-0500. Their website is filled with information, and once you apply, you can actually log on.
Did you figure out your word this morning?
Oh yeah, on the third try. I got it really quickly.
Huh.
0500 AI Mortgage.
It's the Dan Capella Show.
4 to 6. Tuesday 4. Should donor conceived people have a right to learn the identity of their biological parents? Colorado may soon be the first state to go there. What other rights should donor conceived people have? Join me at 4. Up your hand.
Denver's talk station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Grant. That's Grant. Enter it now at khow.com. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are fighting for you, solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. This hour brought to you by Garage Magic. The covering for your garage, floor, patio, pool decks, whatever. Lifetime warranty, beautiful colors to choose from, and it will put the finishing touches on your home. This is the season to have it done. GarageMagic.com with highly trained employees, no subs used, and a lifetime warranty. 720-600-HOME. 720-600-HOME. So, let's talk. And we have a number of issues that I want to take up having to do with insurance. One is with public adjusters. Another one is gap insurance. Listen, I really want to get through this. I'm just going to say it because Ann, whenever I start, she talks to me about other things. So I want to talk to you about this. People, you need to know what gap insurance does. It does not cover mistakes from previous purchases, nor does it cover inadequate offers on your car. If your car is totaled and the other insurance company shortchanges you, your gap does not have to cover it. However, if you fight for a fair settlement and you happen to owe more because the car depreciated more than you thought, it will cover usually up to 125% of value to pay off the loan. That's gap insurance. It's a separate insurance policy apart from your collision coverage, apart from any other coverage. Now, in Ann's case, Allied had a deficiency of about $6,000 because the gap insurance never stepped up. No one put in a claim. Then she said they wrote it off. What does writing off a debt mean? What does it mean? It means that a lender has consciously made the decision not to pursue a debt and instead take it as a loss on their books. Now, lenders can do one of two things. They can take it as a loss on their books and it's over. Or they can take it as a loss on their books and sell it for pennies on the dollar to a collector. But what if, in this case, they took it as a loss, they wrote it off, and now Ann was successful in getting the gap insurance company to come through on that extra payment? Theoretically, that payment should go to the lender, even though they wrote it off. So what they do then is take it as income. That's the way it's done. Now, I don't even know why Ann was calling, because if the gap insurance company has come through, let them handle it. Or maybe the gap insurance payment they don't even want. But that's up to them. Ann is out of it. So, Ann, what I'm not sure about, I mean, I understand this. What do you need help with? Because it seems to me that you're out of it either way. They're not going to come after you for it.
Okay, maybe that was my misunderstanding. When they said charge-off, I thought that was going to show up on my credit.
It could.
That I have a card that I owed instead of
it could.
paid off.
It could.
That's my piece.
It could. When did they
months,
say they charged it off?
Just like within the last week or 2 weeks, but I had tried for months to stop it with both companies. And like I said, I was successful. And right when I became successful, to say the company say, okay, we're going to pay off the gap, Allied's like, sorry, we're charging it off. So now, after everything I did, I'm going to be looking horrible as a charge-off and affecting my credit terribly, which is what I don't need. So that is the main thing that's got me upset after all the time I spent trying to talk to people, and nobody could help for months and months. And all of a sudden, now I'm getting a charge-off, and my credit
Okay.
will be
Well, here's
terribly.
what you do then.
How can I change that?
You ask Allied to reopen it and take the payment.
Okay, I've been trying.
And if they won't, you can't force them. If they tried to collect for 2 years, it's not their fault if they charged it off.
Even after we called them millions of times.
And let me explain something. Did you call millions of times, or did you call them recently?
No, we were calling. My husband tried calling them when he was alive.
And he wanted to call them about. He wanted to call them about what?
Because we started getting lien letters.
Oh, okay, about the notice.
Then
Okay.
I found out about and I found out about the gap after he died, and I got involved. But before then, he was trying, and he was. You understand, he was severely injured still, and then the attorneys were trying to help him, and then he ended up dying, and then I got involved, and I finally found out.
Yeah, I heard that story, and we heard
fair.
your story. We got it. Honest to God, we got it the first time. No, it's okay. It's okay. No. Here's the deal. Is it on your credit? If it's not, then don't worry about it.
Well, it's probably going to be, and that's what I'm the most upset about. Is
if it ends up on your credit as a charge off on an auto loan.
Yes.
And it would have been paid by Gap. You're right. You do have a legitimate beef. And that I would then, unfortunately, if that happens, you're going to have to sue Allied for purposely slandering your credit and not accepting payment.
Even after the fact?
Well, of course, after the fact. You sue them for that's the only time you can sue for slander of credit. You can't sue on the threat of slander of credit. You can only sue when they slandered your credit. So if they slander your credit in writing saying that they charged it off and you refused to pay, it's a lie. Your husband tried and you tried to pay that off. Right? Then you would have slander of credit, and you could get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in that case if that happens. And you hire an attorney, and we have attorneys that would take that, and then you prove that you get a letter from Allied proving they will pay that off. Has Allied refused to take payment?
Well, at the time I wasn't trying to negotiate payment because I thought Gap was supposed to cover it. So my intent was to get the Gap company to take care of it.
That's what I'm asking you. Did you ask Allied if they would take the Gap coverage payment?
Yes, I tried.
When? When did you ask them, will you take payment for the deficiency?
I just called the other day.
And they said, no, we do not want to be paid. We already charged it off. Is that what they said?
That's pretty much it, yes.
Okay. So they said, we do not want to be paid.
As far as I know, that's what I was trying to tell them.
Okay, Ann?
Yes.
I'm not sure you communicated that, but that's okay. Okay?
Right.
I'm really not sure because you haven't even communicated that to me. All I know is this. You have to get a letter. You have to show that you tried to pay that Gap off. I mean, yeah, with the Gap insurance, and that Allied refused it. So ask Allied to put in writing that they refused payment. And you plan on suing them for slander of credit. Just tell them that.
Okay.
Because you have to make it very clear. I have the payment. I have the payment. It's our Gap insurance. They will pay you the deficiency. You no longer have to charge this off. If you refuse this payment, I need it in writing so I can sue you for slander of credit. Just tell them that straight up.
I will.
And let me know what they say. 303-713-8255. Andrew, what's going on?
Hey, man, real simple here. I have a now or next question.
Okay.
So, a lot of wind. Fence blew down. 15 posts broken. I need to know whether I get your public adjuster involved now or next.
Well, I don't think it's going to be. If all you have is fence damage, you may not need a public adjuster. So is that all there is? A fence? Do you have any structure damage, anything else?
No structure, just the fence, but they're telling me post to post they're going to only pay me ACV.
Why?
And
why?
Repairs, they will cover it altogether.
Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying. What kind of coverage do you have on your fence?
So $1,000 deductible it covers the wind damage, but they're going to, if I do post to post, then they're going to depreciate the fence.
What is that? Can you tell me what post to post means?
That means full fence replacement.
Oh, you mean the full fence as opposed to just the damage part?
Correct.
Well, okay. They will fix the broken part, right?
Correct.
Okay. That's all you want them to do, right?
All I really want them to do, but I have estimates from my contractor for, full fence, 200 feet of replacement, and then another one he'll just put in posts and maybe do some pickets. It's just, in the
Andrew, it's
adjustment.
all in your coverage. Here's what I'm saying. You can call a public adjuster if you'd like. I don't think it's worth it. But the only time they would have to replace your whole fence is if the policy allows for it, because that fence cannot be matched or there's some other weirdness about it. How old is the fence?
10 years.
Okay. Now, you're telling me, how much of it is ruined? What percentage?
200 feet.
Okay. Of what? 200 of what? Of 400?
200 of 500.
Okay. So almost half of it, right?
Correct.
Okay. They will fix that half of it. Is that right?
They will, but they're going to depreciate it and give me, just like a roof, they're going to give me $1,000. The bill's $6,800.
Okay. Why are they depreciating it? Do you only have ACV value on the fence, or do you have replacement costs?
Apparently, I don't know. That's why I'm calling you. I have talked to your guys at Compass. They're writing me a new policy. I was grossly undercovered, by the way.
Okay, so listen. I need to know, though. That fence, if they're depreciating it, that's because you have ACV coverage.
Okay.
I mean, in other words, they'll tell you that. They don't have to replace it unless you have replacement coverage. I don't know what kind of coverage you have. They're allowed to depreciate it. See,
Okay,
a public adjuster is not going to get you anything you're not covered for. What they do is make sure you get what you're covered for. But they're not going to get you anything in addition to that. So I fear you do not have replacement coverage. And I fear you think that a public adjuster will get you replacement coverage. And they won't. Not unless you have it to begin with.
So I'll just get the repair done.
Well, you need someone to look at your policy. Did Compass look at your policy?
They did.
Did they say the fence was actual cash value, which is depreciated, or did they say it was replacement?
They did not tell me that fact.
Well, if you ask them, they'll tell you if they have your policy, especially if you're getting a new policy through them. Just ask them. And whatever it is what you get. If you have replacement coverage and your company will not give you a replacement and they're only giving you ACV, then call us back and we'll fight for you.
From the host.
See, a lot of people want what they don't have.
What's that?
Coverage. Let's consider what Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies is all about. Why do you need a retirement planning center? Why can't you just use your investment guy and then your attorney for estate planning and then your other people for insurance and all of that? Why do you need a coordinator? Because none of us know how to really get the most out of everything we have. One person doesn't necessarily know what the other person is doing. What Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies does is looks at everything you have in your retirement plan. They may cut back on something and add in some other area. They're good people that you can trust. And they'll show you what they can do before you hire them. They'll tell you what they're going to do before you hire them. You get to meet with them before you hire them. And they'll tell you about the income, investments, taxes, healthcare, and legacy planning they help with. As your quarterback, rpcenter.com. 970-663-3211. They'll come to you. You can meet with them or whatever you want on the internet. 970-663-3211. rpcenter.com. You know who else will meet with you? Complimentary, free of charge, a complete analysis of your home and what it will sell for in this open market. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Frank Duran will do a market valuation based on actual selling experience he has in this market. He'll tell you what it will sell for, way more valuable than an appraisal, because an appraisal is for buying and most houses are selling for more than appraisal. Give him a call. Get a free valuation. A market analysis. 303-920-1622. 920-1622.
More at stake, whether it's meeting a client call or lunch with the office, it has to arrive at the actual lunchtime. Food for work has to work. That's why there's Easy Cater. Food that's on time and out of order from over 82,000 restaurants. And if there's a problem, there, you can reach someone in seconds. Thank you for calling Easy Cater. Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
So the homeless guy hung up, huh? Did you see that?
I was going to get to him.
What?
I was going to get to
Yeah.
him.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-333-1750. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes or overweight or have high blood pressure. Term Providers help thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-333-1750. We'll make sure the scales are tipping your favor. Call 800-333-1750. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-333-1750. 800-333-1750.
My partners at the Colorado Business Roundtable. You sometimes people forget just how vital businesses are around the state. They're not simply brick and mortar. Businesses support our communities by providing jobs. They provide Coloradans opportunities, valuable products and services. Businesses provide tax revenue and they support Colorado charities. This is a force for good in Colorado, and we should never forget that. Learn more about the mission of the Colorado Business Roundtable. Go to COERT.com. That's COERT.com.
This is Chris Callenborn. Here's what's trending on iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
See, this surgeon charges $4,000 for a laparoscopic appendectomy. An insurance company paid $100, and he owes $3,000, which is ridiculous if he's in the plan. I've got to follow up on this.
You know, the factors contributing to inflation is the price of goods.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. You can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code SPORTS for a $1 when you sign up. That's code SPORTS only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
This is Dave Campbell saying to Tom Martino. Join me this afternoon at 4 for your ride home, and all you have to say is, Alexa, play 630 KHOM, Denver's talk station. Available on over 2,000 devices.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We want to help you solve your problems, and let's talk to Rhonda. Rhonda, what's going on? Hello, Rhonda.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Good. What's going on, Rhonda?
So I have a Jeep on lease, and my lease is up, and I want to buy it.
Yeah.
I can't get a straight answer from anybody about how I have the payoff. I know what that is. I know what the finance company wants, but I want taxes, fees, and everything included in it so I can get a loan. And I don't know how to get that bottom line number.
Okay, so where did you lease it?
From Larry H. Miller, and it's through Chrysler Capital.
Okay, so you can go to any Chrysler dealer and buy that car.
Okay.
You can go in and say, I have a lease through Chrysler. I want to buy this car. Write up the deal. And you make sure you know what your buyout is so they don't add needless fees. There might be a transaction fee of some kind.
Right. And I know what the buyout is. I just can't really get anybody to tell me what it is bottom line, so I don't have to use their financing. I can go to my credit union, but I need to know what that bottom line number is.
Okay. Hold on a second. Hey, Kelly, can we call Rodney over at JFR Cars? Hold on a second, all right? We're going to give you a process. Hold on. We're going to call our guy in the car business. Hey, Dave, what's going on with you? Dave, welcome.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Good. What's going on with you?
I got a house that I had built a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's got a house has siding on it. And I noticed that the neighbors
Now, when you
down the
say you
street,
built it, was this a custom home or was it in a development that you picked a home?
A development, I picked a home.
Okay. And this was a new home?
It was a new home.
Okay, got it. And what's going on?
So I was over at my neighbor's house, and I noticed that his siding, when the two end pieces come together, they had like a metal strap on each end piecing. And I said, well, what is that for? And he goes, it's to keep the water out. Your house doesn't have that. And I said, no. So I went home and I looked at my house. I have none of those metal strappings.
Are you talking about a corner piece that covers the corner?
No, it's when the board's too short and they put another board in there, another piece of siding, they put a strap.
Yeah.
Where the two ends
It covers, you mean it covers the crack?
Yes.
Right. It's just it just slips over. Yeah. So it's where two pieces of siding where they abut each other.
Yes.
And you don't have any on the abutment of your siding. You don't have any kind of trim piece.
No, and I noticed all the houses from my house on down doesn't have it, but all the other houses on the other street in the new development.
Do they? Okay, got it. Do they have the same kind of siding?
Yes.
Okay.
So
let me ask you something. What kind of siding?
It's like a ceramic type siding.
What do you mean ceramic type? What do you mean?
It's I'm not sure. It might be vinyl, Tom. I'm not sure what kind of siding it is. But I was told it was a ceramic
imperative.
tile.
That's imperative. Here's why. Because the siding, if you took off your siding, is it wood, the core of it wood, or sawdust wood, or compressed wood, or anything? What does your siding look like?
It's just, if you take it off, it's regular wood, and then you have that Tivik paper as a second barrier to the weather.
No, I'm talking about the siding itself. What's the name of your siding?
I'm not sure.
All right, Dave, the only way to know if that's correct or not is to know what kind of siding it is. So can you ask your builder? Can you ask your builder what kind of siding it is?
I did put a call into LGI as the builder, and then also on the siding, they've taken nails and they've nailed in the siding. The siding hooks from the bottom up. It hooks each piece of siding to fit in there.
Yeah.
So what they did is they took nails, and I asked my friend who's a construction manager, well, why would they put nails? Because it looks like the nail's coming out as the house shifts. And he goes, no, what they did was they nailed the siding because it might have been too loose. He said they should have only done it in 2 or 3 places. Well, they did the entire backside of the house like that.
When you say they nailed the siding, hold on, can you see? It might be defective, Dave, but I need to know a little more about it. Are the nails, first of all, do they have heads on the nails, or are they the headless nail, the little tiny heads?
They have heads. They have heads on the nails.
Okay, and are they on the face of the siding or underneath the lap?
On the face of the siding.
Can you take some pictures of your siding?
What is that? Vinyl? It's vinyl siding.
You're sure? Just vinyl?
Yeah, I just asked my buddy. It's vinyl siding.
Now, so if you took a piece off, it'd be really thin.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not real thin. It's a little thick, but it goes
like
thick to thin.
Like how thick? Like thicker than a quarter? Is it thicker than?
Yes.
Give me a gauge. Is it a half inch? Is it a quarter inch?
I would say about a half inch.
Then that's not vinyl, man. You don't.
That's fine. I don't think you know what you're talking. I'll have to look it up.
Look, here's all I'm getting at. Let me tell you what I'm getting at. If it's a sealed siding, like an Everlast siding or a sealed product, you don't need those trim pieces.
Okay.
The trim pieces would look better, but they're not necessary if it's a sealed product. If it's not a sealed product and only the surface is sealed, then you do need those units because the end piece is not sealed and you want water to shed off of it. You don't want it to be soaked into it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I don't know how they nailed it or where they nailed it, but it doesn't sound right. You shouldn't have nails all over it. Are they like...
Yeah.
Can you just take a picture with your phone and send it to us, please, of some of the nails?
I'm at work now, but I can do that and go to your website and then put the picture on there and show it to you.
Kelly will tell you where to send it. I want to see pictures of this, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Where is your development? We can have somebody look at it, too. Where's your development?
It's in Frederick,
Oh,
Colorado.
God. Okay. Hold on. Just take some pictures, man. Take as many as you can, and then try to take an edge where you don't have that trim. And and I would ask my builder straight up, it could be you had a bad, they use different subs for different parts. You may have had a different sub than the other guy had. That's the thing about builders. They don't all use the same subs. So let's just make sure.
The entire 7 houses, they built my house in the wintertime. The entire 7 houses in my neighborhood is like that. But all the other houses are strapped.
And they look
between the 2 boards.
And they look better, right?
Oh, yeah, it keeps the rain out. And the only thing keeping ours out is that Tyvek paper. If they're
Tyvek is a builder barrier, but that doesn't listen. It's not so much keeping the water out of the house. It keeps the water from being soaked up by the siding. Your siding may not need it, so it could be just trim for cosmetic. That's why you need to take pictures, because I'm working in the blind here. And then we can possibly have someone look at it. 303-713-8255. If you're on hold, stay on. I'll get to you, I promise.
This is Denver. Look at this, Tom. That guy yesterday with the surgeon, EOB, okay? Look what it says right here.
Provider may bill you.
Provider may bill you 0.
Right.
So they have no leg to stand on. What are they suing for? If he's a member of the network, he's.
Broadway in Ohio pulled back westbound after a federal And in the Castle Rock area, it's an overturned trash truck, Plum Creek Parkway at Lakeville Road, Gilbert. So just watch for delays there. Fox 31, 2.1 weather, mild this afternoon, a high reaching 67. Tonight, low 30. And then a chance for some rain showers tomorrow, cooler, a high of only 57. Currently 51. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 Kate House.
DQ presents, picture this. You stand before the new signature stack burger menu at DQ. 5 cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef, like the loaded A1 stack burger. And your mouth waters, where have you been all my life? DQ, happy tastes good.
I love talking about products that work, like the Quiet Cool Whole House fan. I have 2 of them, 2 houses, and my air conditioner works about 10 to 30% of the time it used to. That means like a 70 to 80 to 90% savings. QCcolorado.com. Here's how it works. It pulls air from the lower parts of your house out through the attic. It keeps your attic cool, it keeps your house cool, it keeps air circulating, fresh, cool air. Your air conditioner works less. You use it in the morning, use it in the evening, and you will have cool, comfortable nights, and you'll save money. Honest to goodness, the comfort's unbelievable. And what about expelling all the pathogens, dust, gases? And then the ventilation is wonderful. Eco-friendly, a silent motor, because they remote mount it in the attic. There's no inside wiring needed except to a light fixture up in the attic. And then the remote is all wireless. It's wonderful. 303-800-3419. 800. That's 303-800-3419. QCcolorado.com. Reverse loans can be complicated. That's why I want you to get walked through the system with someone I know and trust, like Mark over at EmpowerReverse.com. EmpowerReverse.com. Call them for information on all kinds of reverse loans, whether you need monthly payments, a lump sum, or a line of credit for emergencies. EmpowerReverse.com. 720-500-7719. Just ask your questions. Feel comfortable. Mark is happy to walk you through it with no obligation. 720-500-7719. How much time do I have?
Don't wait to replace that old system. Not when you get a new system for just $96 a month. Castle Rock to Longmont. Walmart's got you covered. Earning your trust since 1998. Service at home. Servants at heart. Schedule online. No phone call. No hassle. No wait. From Plumline in Perry. Turn to the experts. PlumlineServices.com.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows, so take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 3 1/4 rate and APR with our no closing costs 30-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. Hi, I'm Wesley Odwin with Westland Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you've refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money.
It's the biggest brainer in the history of mankind.
That's right.
So don't forget that.
This amazing 3 1/4 rate and APR won't last long, and our new Fast Track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669. 844-425-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind.
There you go.
It's at 844-425-3669.
And then let's 3304. Not all over the line. People not say about their rates, so it's a change.
Need duct fast.
Custom Duct Manufacturing is here to help.
We are a minority
family-owned small business, conveniently located right outside of Denver. We specialize in fabrication of rectangular duct and fittings.
Our high-quality, low-cost duct is carefully made by our outstanding employees who have over 2 generations of experience in the industry.
Not to mention, our lead time can't be beat. We can get the job done the same day and deliver it straight to you.
Visit us online at custom.mfg.com or call 720-491-3410 for your free estimate today.
For your back and joint pain, visit find1.com for a same-day appointment now. That's find1.com.
Denver's talk station, online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-255. Rodney over at JFR Cars. Hey.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Good. We have someone who wants to buy her car out at the end of a lease. And it's Rhonda here, I believe. Rhonda, are you there?
Yes.
You have a 2019 Jeep Cherokee, right?
Yes.
3-year lease, right?
Yep.
When does it end?
May 23rd.
You want to buy it out, but you can't get anyone to write it up.
I tried with Larry H. Miller, and I called them again this morning to find out what the deal is. And when I talked to Chrysler Finance, they said I didn't have to go to the dealer.
What do they say to do?
I'm not really sure what to do. She sent me the payoff plus their fee and nothing else. No taxes, no anything.
So
she said I could take that to the bank.
Okay, and the bank would know what to do, but what do you need? What are you missing?
I'm missing the taxes, the fees, everything, bottom line number to get a loan.
You want it written up like a car deal so you can go to your bank and get a loan?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Will your bank give you a loan?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they will.
So, Rodney.
Or my credit union.
Rodney, how does she get this written up in a deal form?
Well, what she can do, if she comes to us, we'll go ahead and buy the car and then write it back up into her name so she pays the taxes, all the paperwork, and then we can actually qualify her from her credit union. We usually carry about 90% of the credit unions in town, and we can just do everything in-house and then...
What would it cost her, though, bottom line, for that transaction? Like how much extra to go through you to do that?
We charge just dealer and handling, and that's really all we charge.
And how much is that about? How?
$4.99.
Okay.
$4.99.
Well, Rhonda, listen, that's one way to do it. And then what credit union do you have, Rodney? Rhonda.
Oh, sorry.
Rhonda.
It's out of Illinois. It's the Construction Equipment Credit Union.
Oh, okay. So that's where you want to get your loan.
Yeah.
Okay. Is the interest rate darn good? Is that the reason, or you just so familiar with them you prefer to go with
them? Well, some of it is they take it right out of my paycheck before I get it.
They'll all do that. Yeah, they'll all do that. So.
And I think the interest was 2.14.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So you're probably a 780 plus credit score, or at least 760.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I think I can match that. But that's your call. You should tell me how you want me to
you should at least talk to Rodney over there. I mean, really, you need a professional to help you get this through. Again, if you want to do it yourself, you can. Your credit union will pretty much know what to do. Rhonda.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
either one, but if you do call them over at JFR Cars, they handle the whole thing. They can even arrange for the loan and everything, and it's 303-520-6839. 303-520-6839, JFR Cars. They're on our referral list at referrallist.com. Now, we've had people waiting. I want to make sure I take... Okay, Rhonda, what's going on with you, Rhonda? If somebody else is held, if you have their number, we can call them back, Kelly. I'm sorry, because I noticed some people...
The Cherokee lady.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Rhonda's the one I just had. I'm sorry. Let me go... Catherine, I meant. Catherine, hi. What's going on, Catherine?
Nothing much. Just my car is getting worse and worse. Last time I talked to you, I needed my CV joint fixed.
Hold on, Catherine. Is this the this is the BMW? I'm trying to find the car. When did you call last?
I believe it was in November, somewhere around there. I bought the car October 3rd, so it was a little while after that. I realized, well, shortly after I bought it, I realized it had a salvage title.
Right. It was an X5. And you bought it, you said you moved back to Colorado from Oklahoma City, right?
Yes.
And then this car, okay. So I'm not sure what did we do for you last time?
You pretty much told me, because I was upfront and honest about my felony convictions, that you told them that you wouldn't help me because that I would probably just get the car fixed and go and sell it for drugs.
No, listen, here's the thing. Your car, I'm not sure what we can help you with. You said you needed help getting your car fixed, right?
Yeah, I did, and I paid for it being homeless by myself, and now it's just continuing to get worse and worse because it was the undercarriage that is the reason why.
What's wrong with your car right now?
The control arms need to be replaced, the bearings, and right now I'm currently driving on 3 tires that are one size and one that's another because I've had to, my car was vandalized outside my storage facility that they allowed to happen, even though it was on camera, and I don't have no way to get another tire.
Now, why did you, can you refresh your memory? Why did you come here from Oklahoma City?
My high school sweetheart, my ex, my oldest son's father got a hold of me out of nowhere and decided that he wanted to get back together, and I came back here to be with him, and I had the most miserable 8 months of my life, and I've been homeless ever since.
Oh, I see. So you came back to be with him and then decided, forget it.
Yeah, he got me from before I got back here, so. But then you moved out on your own, right? No, not really. He put a false restraining order on me, and I still talk to the sergeant at the sheriff's department there.
But are you're not living with him still, are you?
No, I've been homeless since August 6th because of this.
Now, when you said last time you called us, I don't recall telling you we wouldn't help you. I didn't think, in other words, I don't know what we could do to help you. You have a car that's broken down. I'm not sure what you wanted from us. We told you we wouldn't give you money.
No, I don't want money. I don't want money at all. I just want to know that I have a stable car to get around in, that I can actually get to work and be able to survive.
Where do you work? Where do you work, Catherine?
Right now, I work for Instacart.
What's that?
It's an app that you get on your phone.
It's a home food delivery service.
Oh, okay. So you deliver food?
Yes.
Okay, hold on a sec. Let's figure out what we can do.
Impact. You say, what is Instacart? And it's a home food delivery service. She couldn't even say what Instacart was.
What does she want us to do for her?
I don't know.
Fix her car, I think. Who knows?
What does this mean, note for Dave?
I don't know. Dave was the one who saw
with the front siding.
Yeah.
tonight, 12:30, and a chance for rain tomorrow with 57.
Tell me, we got some rain. I'm glad it's during the week.
Yeah.
Look, Colorado, we get it. You need a car insurance app. We're Root, and we do car insurance differently. Our app lets us give you smarter rates based on how you actually drive, not things like your job. Root, for good drivers. Download the app today. Disclaimers may apply. See root.com for details.
You hear me talking about garage coatings or hangar coatings or warehouse coatings, patio coatings, walkway coatings, GarageKings.com, one of the reliable contractors with a lifetime warranty that you can trust. Low prices, no money down. That's GarageKings.com, 720-252-0370, GarageKings.com. Now, let's talk about criminal defense, something a lot of people don't like talking about. And you shouldn't. Because, you know, a lot of people think if you're accused, you're screwed. And that could be the case. One thing I know for sure, don't ever try to defend yourself. If you're accused of a DUI or anything else, get an attorney. And don't shop for an attorney under pressure. I've shopped for you. Joe Lazzara is someone I've known for 30 years. You can depend on him. A criminal defense attorney. I hope you never need him, but let's face it, life is not always perfect. You may have to refer him to somebody maybe. Or for yourself, I don't care, I'm not going to judge you. Here's the phone number, 303-429-6200. Free initial consultations and flat rate pricing, 303-429-6200. Now, I love referring people to SheridanAutotech.com because Uncle Kevin and his crew treat you like family. Hence the name Uncle Kevin. He has everything you need for a great relationship. First of all, longevity, convenience, value, honesty, knowledge, all of that stuff. And he puts it to work for maintenance, repairs, and electrical issues in your car. 2 locations in Lakewood and Aurora. Look up SheridanAutotech.com for more information, 303-455-7242.
What happened to Sandy Bean investigates the alarming death of a young woman dreamed of a career in law enforcement. Journalist Melissa Jelson untangles the mystery at the heart of the investigation. A troubling pattern politicians close to the case.
I didn't take any of that crap because I could tell that they were hiding.
So you canceled your appointment for tomorrow, Tom? You're not going to have the you're just going to wait for the MRI?
But nobody told me what they can do to help you out to get in on the best possible deal. It I go home on weekend and it all starts with getting pre-approved. Wouldn't it be ideal if you could become a cash buyer to go to the front line? It I go home on weekend do all those things.
It's not sciatica. It's too generalized right now. It moves or it's moving around. I just have terrible problems.
If you have certain chronic conditions, such as heart disease, asthma, diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older, 52, 32, 42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar pneumococcal bacterial conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine.
Okay, little update for you. Line 3 is Abel. He's got a room for rent. He's called here before for Catherine, possibly, but he can't hold for very long, so I don't know if you want to go to him straight
Brian,
out.
you mean?
Abel.
Oh.
Abel. And then Brian had
Yeah.
he's the Eagle Properties guy that has called in before, but if you scroll up, Donna is on line 2. She is not really great at English, and she's already crying. I got her to the point where she is not crying, but she's very upset about her friend that has been scammed for a lot of money.
Okay.
So just be on the, tread lightly. Right.
From where you are to wherever you want to be. CIBC, ambitions made real. CIBC Bank USA member FDIC, equal housing.
If you have questions about your roof, call Excel Roofing, 303-761-6400. Hey guys, it's Jay Brest, the owner of Excel. This is our 29th year in business. When you need someone to help you with your roof, you can trust Excel Roofing. Call 303-761-6400 for roof inspections, roof repairs, and complete roof replacements. We do it all from inexpensive roofs for your rental to top-of-the-line bulletproof hail-resistant roofs. At Excel, you don't pay a cent until you're content. Excel is the most trusted roofer in Denver for the last 29 years. Same owner, same number. 303-761-6400. That's 761-6400, or go to excelroofing.com.
Denver's talk station wants to put $1,000 in your hand. Every weekday.
Have you heard from Mark and Suzanne about their
They got it
they got it fixed? So they're on the way to Lake of the Ozarks?
Yes.
Save 10% on doing more paint by joining the Guyry loyalty program. Stop by a store or go to GUIRYS.com to sign up today. Guyry, your neighborhood paint store since $18.99.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, I have to take you guys a little at a time here, but I will get to everyone. Brian has a comment on that siding. I want to go to Brian. He's a property inspector. Brian, what did you want to say about that siding that did not have those trim pieces?
Okay, there's three methods. He probably has concrete board siding. So there's three methods of install, and one is with the butt joint cap, one is with caulking, and the other is with flashing behind the siding.
All right, we're running out of time if you can hold.
Hey, folks, if you have
Do you know that statistics are showing now more vaccinated people are getting COVID than unvaccinated?
I heard that. And I would like to see the statistics.
And there be more are hospitalized.
I would like to see the statistics where that came from.
Okay. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 1 million excess deaths, that is, deaths in excess of historical average, have been recorded since COVID-19 pandemic 2 years ago. It cannot be explained by COVID, and this cannot be explained by COVID-19. Deaths from heart disease, high blood pressure, and many other illnesses rose during that time. Blah, blah, blah. According to the University of Oregon, they say excess deaths. Hold on, we're getting to that part. Across the world, risen COVID shot administration with the with the most vaccinated areas surpassing the least vaccinated areas in terms of mortality and related COVID deaths. This flies in the face of official claims to prevent severe, booster. Now listen to this. Ever since the announcement of COVID vaccines would be using RNA gene transfer technology, many warned that it's a very bad idea. Numerous potential mechanisms for harm have been identified and detailed in previous articles. We've now seen the worst of our fears come true. Fully vaccinated individuals are more likely to be infected by SARS and more likely to die, whether from COVID or another cause, as reported by Jeffrey Jackson, April 20, 2022, Highwire video. Data from Walgreens COVID-19 tracker revealed that COVID-vaxxed individuals are testing positive at a higher rate than unvaccinated. What's more, people who got their last shot 5 months ago have the highest risk. As you can see in the screenshot below, during the week, 13%.
With this classification, officials say the U.S. will now be more involved in negotiating for her freedom. This is ABC News. Former President Trump settled a lawsuit today involving...
It's showing the rate of people getting it, and 13% 18% not vaccinated, 18% one dose, 23% 2 doses, 18% 2 doses after 5 months, and then 26.3% 3 doses more than 5 months, and 19% 3 doses.
So 19% of the people who are vaccinated are being diagnosed or hospitalized with COVID. Is that what they're saying?
Less than 5 months. Less than 5 months ago, 19.7% who've had 3 doses are getting it, as opposed to 13% of not vaccinated.
I find that incredulous.
Positive rate for vaccination status. This comes from.
Relief from monsoon rains is still about a month away. Will Reed, ABC News.
Where does it come from?
I'm looking for that. Why would you have a chart? Not it says index updated.
Top monitors and docs, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. It's the perfect time to upgrade so you and your team can stay secure from anywhere. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL to refresh your business tech with these small business month specials. Dell recommends Windows 11 Pro for business.
This chart doesn't have a.
He'll need a new front of house cast and behind the scenes crew. You talk staffing real quick. I'm thinking at least 6%. Indeed can help him hire great people fast. I need Indeed. Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Number 7.
K-How News Time, 103. There's reaction at the local level to the news that the U.S. Supreme Court could overturn the landmark Roe versus Wade abortion decision. University of Denver political science professor John.
It's Walgreens COVID-19 index. It's according to Walgreens testing.
Wow. I'll look it up, but it sounds crazy to me.
Wilson says such a thing is unprecedented because the High Court has been highly secretive until rulings are officially released. Governor Polis will review an asking for independent DNA testing in the Jonathan and Ramsey murder investigation. The petition calls for decisions about DNA to be transferred from the Boulder Police Department to an independent investigator. 6-year-old Jonathan A. was found strangled in her family's basement back in 1996 after her mother found her ransom note.
There's no logical explanation I can think of why people who got the vaccines would be more likely to get COVID.
They attempt to explain it.
They think their immune system is weakened somehow.
I just saw it.
In Castle Rock, there's a trash truck on its side at Plum Creek Parkway and Gilbert Street, but overall a fairly quiet drive. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a mix of clouds and sun this afternoon.
Why?
Cool off to about 37 tonight. Some light rain showers likely tomorrow for your Wednesday with a high in the upper 50s, partly cloudy and 70 on Thursday. It's 52 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Jenny LaRose, 640K.
Hey there, Colorado. You're probably tired of car insurance ads. At Root, we do car insurance differently. Our app gives you smarter rates for your actual driving with the number one factor. Because we don't need a mascot to save you money. Root, for good drivers. Download the app today. It's when you may apply. See Root.com details.
I'm Tom Martino for Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. Because Ideal wants to make sure if they do a refinance for you, they put you.
You do have to admit, though, it was a fucking sorry attempt to prevent the disease.
It was a what?
It didn't prevent shit as far as the disease goes. People got it just to, whether they're vaccinated or not, people got it.
Well,
in fact, you could argue that they spread it faster because they didn't know they had it.
Well, folks, the severity may have been different.
They will refinance you free of charge over the next 2 years. Give them a call, 303-867-7000, whether you are refinancing or buying, and check out their pre.
You know, it's such a complex issue, Tom, between who was masked, who wasn't masked, what kind of treatment they got, when they got the
Walgreens, they
vaccine.
say, has no dog in this fight. Their data clearly shows, right here, this is from positive rate is by far, all the vaccinated categories have higher incidence of positivity rate than the non-vaccinated
And now, talk back
in all age groups.
with our free iHeartRadio app, a streaming channel with a full screen player.
What about severity and hospitalizations?
Okay, well, in Colorado, I just read this from Colorado.
Yeah.
Higher rates of vaccinated in hospitals than unvaccinated. Read about it. You can read that, Colorado. It was just in the news last week. It said that there's a troubling trend that most hospitalizations and deaths are coming from vaccinated patients.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying.
I mean, I read it.
Yeah, it's just.
I don't know if it's true.
I don't know about the logic behind it, but I'm not. I don't know enough to just disagree or agree.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. This hour brought to you by Silverleaf Mortgage. If you're looking for a reverse loan, silverleafmortgage.com. They are kind and generous people. They have a nonprofit foundation that helps people get their homes ready for an appraisal if you need it fixed up. It's a nonprofit foundation connected to Silverleaf, and it helps you get a better appraisal. Now, for those in need, if you're looking or thinking about a reverse loan, Silverleaf Mortgage, 720-REVERSE. 720-REVERSE. They can explain it all to you. 720-REVERSE. All right, let's talk to Brian. Brian, listen, this guy called, said he had siding. His neighbor, for some reason, had trim pieces where the siding butts up against each other, the ends. And he said his house and 7 houses on his neighborhood, they don't have any trim pieces. Plus, he says it's nailed in places, and his neighbor's is not, the one he went to look at is not nailed. And he wasn't even sure what kind of siding he had. So I hesitate to say what kind of siding he has. I told him he has to get us a name. But I've seen those trim pieces between siding. I know a lot of times, for example, with vinyl siding, I've seen it, and it's just cosmetic. It's just to keep the edges from showing, basically. I don't know if they have any structural or longevity purpose. Do you?
Okay, so Tom, on this siding, what he has is probably concrete board siding.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, there's 3 methods of installation at the butt joint. One is it has to be caulked.
Right.
The next one is it has flashing behind it that overlaps the next piece below it, or it has a butt joint cap. There's those 3 methods it has to have. So if he doesn't have it, does he have the flashing behind it?
Could be.
Firestone. If you can give me the address, and I got time after my inspection, I'll run over there and look at it real quick.
But he's up in Frederick, though.
I'm in Firestone right now.
Hey, do you have his number? Well, that would be great. Do you have his number? We have his number. That would be great, Brian. Brian is with Eagle Property Inspection. Okay, so how much do you see siding installed incorrectly?
A lot.
That's too bad.
Here's a big one, Tom. A lot of this siding, this concrete board siding, we're actually seeing behind. You can see through the butt joint cap or through the butt joint, and we're not seeing any building wrap on the house.
Bare wood.
Yep.
That's too bad.
Especially with the concrete board siding.
Well, I'm glad that I'm glad people are at least having inspections done, but thank you for your information, Brian. Kelly's going to tell you where that house is. Okay, Donna, what's going on? Hello, Donna. Welcome to the show.
Oh, hi, Tom. I want to ask you what the friend can do because they scammed him out of a lot of money.
How did they scam who scammed your friend?
One guy, kind of friend. He thought it was a friend, but I guess he wasn't a friend. He was playing him until he took his money away.
Like, how did he do it?
He was saying that he was fixing him to see how much money he had, and when he find out, he say, "Oh, if you put it, if you can loan me this much money because I'm gonna give you in 3 months 5 times more.
Oh, I get it. So a friend was scammed, and your friend was told he could invest the money and make 5 times?
Yeah, my friends, somebody else came, my friend.
No, I get it.
Okay.
But that other person said, loan me that money and I'll give you back 5 times the amount.
Yeah.
How much?
He's coming out of a lot of money.
How much? How much did he loan his friend? How much did your friend loan the other guy?
Over 150,000.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And I want to ask you, what can he do now? Because, and he still believes that he's going to return his money, but he doesn't.
What is his first name, your friend?
Jim.
Jim. And Jim believes...
Yeah.
Jim believes it's still going to work.
I know it doesn't, because you say, I'm going to return it next week. Now over 10 months he have returned it.
Was there anything in writing, or was it all verbal, Donna?
No, it's verbal. He tell him that he's going to put his lawyer.
And what was the guy's first name? Jim's friend, the guy that scammed him, what's his name?
Don.
Don?
Mm-hmm.
And Don told him he's going to pay him back 5 times.
Yeah. And 3 months. Now it's 10 months.
Have you ever talked to Don?
No, I haven't talked to him. But...
And how does he know Don? Where did he get to know Don, the scammer? Where did he get to know him?
He met him in a restaurant someplace and became friends. But I Googled his name.
And what did you find out?
That he have done that to other people.
What's his last name?
Oh, I'm sorry. I cannot give that out right now.
Why? Tell me why.
Maybe he listens on the radio. I don't know.
But even if he does, good. Then he'll know we're after him. What? You know, we're going to have to... Do you want to help him, right? You said he's done it to other people, right?
Yes, because I find out that they had it under his name, that he have done it to other people. And
I'd sure like to expose this guy. Do you know how to get in touch with this Don guy?
Yes.
How?
Well, I asked my friend, and I have his phone number, and I know where he lives.
You know Don's phone number?
Yes, I have his phone number.
Can you give Kelly? Kelly? Do you have it already? Hold on. Hold on. Can you give Kelly his full name and phone number off the air?
Not right now, because I have it in my car.
Okay, but we want you to give it to us if you want us to help.
Yeah, but I want to ask you what advice my friend he can do. How can he start to go to, because
here's what we do. You give me his name and number, and I'll call him and scare the hell out of him and tell him he's going to jail, and we're going to expose him unless he gives Jim's money back. We don't have any magic. That's how we work on this show. If you try, if Jim goes and says, "Hey Don, please give my money back. Please give my money back." I mean, what else is he going to do? Is he going to hire an attorney? He already got ripped off for $150,000. We need to let Don know that we're not going to fool around with him. I'm serious. That's how we do it. Please let us do what we do. We've been very successful. We've been very successful. Kelsey, what's going on up north? Kelly, get that information for me. Kelly, what's going on with North Colorado volleyball? Kelsey?
Can you hear me?
I can now. What's happening?
Hi, Tom. So we have a club volleyball here in, well, it's kind of all over the place. Started in Johnstown, moved to Windsor. We do a little bit in Berthoud. There are 10 teams within this club, all ranging from $1,200 up to $5,500 for the season.
Wow.
Club owner promised X amount of practices, X amount of tournaments. Come to the end of the season, we find out she is back paid roughly $12,000 in practice facility, meaning that they
Hold on, Kelsey. This is North Colorado Volleyball Club. There are 10 teams in it?
It's just one club, yes.
Yeah, but 10 teams?
Correct.
And they each pay about $5,000?
It depends on the team. The lower level pays about $1,200, and our top, like our 18-year-old team, they pay $55 or more.
So how much does this guy collect annually?
Well, if she was collecting the same amount from every person on every team, I mean, it would be a whole heck of a lot, but she picks and chooses who
I get it.
She gives discounts to, who she gives scholarships
you're
to.
saying that you guys, the members, pay in money, but
Correct.
he's not paying his bills.
Correct.
Well, that's not good. I mean, are you guys are they refusing to let you play?
No, and that's actually, we really appreciate the region for that, because they're not going to let the kids suffer because the director doesn't pay her bills. However, where is our money going? That's what all these families
Well,
are
yeah,
wondering.
in her pocket.
Exactly.
Well, okay. Did you let the director know that you know that?
Oh, definitely. She and I used to be very good friends. We've had many a conversation.
All right, you hold on. I want to find out more about her, and I'm hoping you'll allow us to do what we do.
What the heck did Donna want us to do? She won't tell us the guy's name. It's crazy.
$150,000.
I get so many calls like that on the 8. Have they gotten back to you, by the way?
They have
Good.
to get follow-up with.
Okay, good. As
what's
long
her
as,
name?
but as long as they got in touch with you.
Yes.
If you want to sell jewelry, either old, tangled messes, mismatched earrings, just the gold, silver, or platinum part of it, you can sell it in any condition to David Ellis Jewelry. Or you may want to sell precious jewelry. Yes, he'll buy that now too. Or you may want to, let's say, sell stones like diamonds. So anything you want to sell, whether it's scrap, old coin collections, broken watches, or estate jewelry and fine gems, you can do it at a name you can trust, David Ellis Jewelry, 2640 East 3rd Avenue in Denver. That's 303-322-8779. That's 3rd and Clayton, 2640 East 3rd Avenue, David Ellis Jewelry. If you're looking for floor coverings, I send people to simplyfloorsinc.com. That's where you're going to find beautiful floor coverings of all kinds. A wide array of carpeting in all price ranges. Also LVT, luxury vinyl tile, or hardwoods, solid through and through, or veneers or engineered floors, whatever you want, they have at Simply Floors Inc. That's INC.com. Better pricing, better installers, and design consultants to each project, free of charge. That's simplyfloorsinc.com.
My folks say you can order done-right kitchens and baths with floors. Simply put, we make people happy. Particularly, just like you. 800-362.
Can you still not refinance your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows.
Man.
Take advantage of our new fast track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 3.25 rate and APR with our no closing costs 30-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees.
It's the biggest no-brainer, right, Tom?
Yeah.
Let's remember that.
20 years. Even if you've refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out.
What do you think of Pelosi going over there to the Ukraine?
It's a stunt. What the hell can she do? They've already passed $33 million in aid. They're allowing 100,000 refugees to come into the U.S. What's Pelosi going to do?
What did she do?
Nothing. It was just a photo op.
What does she do for her district? I know she's involved in national politics, but what does she do for her district?
Probably, I don't know, probably gets them a lot of pork barrel stuff.
You know, because as powerful those people are, they only get their power from that much of the country.
Right.
AOC only has that little district. Pelosi only has a small district.
But each representative has the same overall power.
I know, but she has way more influence.
Well, that's the whole point. Pelosi can help other Democrats keep their seat, gain more power, get put on.
But why?
Why what?
Why? Why does she have so much power?
Because she's the Speaker of the House.
Yeah, I know, but why?
I mean, why did she become the Speaker? Yeah. I can't answer that. But you don't want you the Speaker or the Senate Majority.
You can still be voted out of your district.
Absolutely.
The country has nothing to say about that. That's her district. She has to win in her district.
But you know that there are a whole bunch of stuff she does in the district that we don't know about because it's not a district. I mean, anything that's federally funded, she can give them, whether it's increased bus service, getting the streets, who knows what she can do for the people in the district. Look at Diana DeGette. She's been here for 100 years. She'll never get voted out. And because all the other thing is that people in her district are progressive like she is. They want the same general policies that she does. And I think there's going to be a huge
power
turnaround in November.
How the fuck do you stop it? How can they stop it?
Stop what?
How can they justify what they're doing?
They're not. That's why there's going to be a huge turnaround. For the most part, people vote with their wallets. It's more important to most people that they're going to have a paycheck with no inflation than it is to what's going on.
Not wild-eyed progressives, though. They don't vote with their wallet. Nope.
Most people, though.
Yeah.
The majority of people are not super right or super left. And the vast majority of people vote with their wallets. And when gas is, $4 a gallon and food costs are going up by 10%, they want to change.
And with piles of savings on lawn and garden and appliances, you'll find exactly what you need for spring. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility.
As I was just telling Scott, there was an article that said that.
Tom Martino here,
303-713-8255. Harris Family Law is a place to go for no conflict, meaning, listen, divorce is a conflict by nature, but what Harris Family Law does is something called collaborative law. What they do is they get together with the other side on purpose and talk about and agree not to file anything in court and to talk everything through and to keep prices down. It's relatively new. I mean, it's been around for years, but it's called collaborative law. And the Harris Law Firm leads the pack in this, and they've been very successful in keeping costs down, also keeping the heat down and getting things done the right way. If you're looking at divorce, and listen, I wish you the best on that, harrisfamilylaw.com, 303-515-5000, 303-515-5000, harrisfamilylaw.com. I've known Rich and Lisa Harris for many, many years. Good people. All right. Speaking of good people, I want to get to the good people on the phone, helping them. Donna's friend was scammed. Sounds terrible. And we're getting information on that guy that scammed him, promised him 5 times the return on a loan. Kelsey says there's a scam going on, she thinks, or something's going on. 10 teams belong to this Northern Colorado volleyball club, and the director's not paying the bills, but collecting a whole bunch of dues. And Kelsey, you say that you know the director, you were friends. What was the last conversations like that you had with her? Did you say, listen, this is looking bad. What are you doing with the money?
Oh, yeah, definitely. My very last conversation with her actually was, you need to stop lying to these families. We're missing out on practice space because you're not paying your bills. You can tell them or I will. And I have yet to hear from her since.
Do you mind saying who she is?
Sure. Her name is Emily Diener.
What's the last name?
Diener, D-I-E-N-E-R.
Diener. Okay. Now, B as in boy?
No, D as in dog.
That's what I thought. Diener. Emily Diener. Okay, so Emily has been in charge of North Colorado Volleyball Club for how long?
This will be her second year with this particular club.
And has she had controversy in the past?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Well, okay, but why doesn't anyone do anything about it?
I think everyone is confused on what they should be doing. Up until this year, no one knew for sure that she wasn't paying her bills. And then families started getting really irritated and agitated and took it into their own hands and called the practice facilities and called other tournament
All right, why
directors.
can't you guys just form your own? I mean, does she own North Colorado Volleyball Club?
She owns her particular club. So it's a bunch of clubs that get together and play each other, but she owns her own.
Okay, but what's North Colorado Volleyball? Is that the name of the association?
Rocky Mountain Region is what the actual association is. Her club is Powerhouse Volleyball.
Okay, hold on. Who are you paying the dues to?
Powerhouse Volleyball.
Okay, Powerhouse. I'm sorry. Powerhouse Volleyball. So she runs and she takes these dues and she represents 10 teams.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
Those dues to pay Rocky Mountain Region for all of our tournaments.
Right. But she's not paying her bills, and you guys are still part of the Rocky Mountain region, though, right?
Correct.
Because of their kindness.
Correct. And we have actually filed a formal complaint with them so that they can investigate this. And they were really gung-ho at the first conversations that we had. And as the month has passed, it's kind of just become less and less.
Well, this is. Are you still paying into this woman?
There are a few families that have open balances, but they're not paying them. However, she has let all of them know if they do not pay their balance in full, they will be blacklisted, so they cannot play for the region anymore.
And is there any hope of the 10 of you, the 10 teams in that Powerhouse Volleyball, going into another? Maybe you guys form your own little alliance?
There have been talks about it, but I think that most of these parents want their kids going somewhere that's established and has good, teams and coaches and rapport and things like that.
So tell me what Powerhouse does or supposed to do. Do they work with all 10 teams?
So Powerhouse itself, the 10 teams range from 12 to 18.
Okay.
Each of the teams has their own coach. They play in their own tournaments. They should have their own.
And does Powerball pay those coaches and all of that?
She's supposed to.
Is anyone complaining that works for Powerhouse?
Yes, I actually was her director of operations for a few months, and I quit as soon as things got going sideways. But I know that there are a few coaches that have not been paid for the entire season.
This is terrible, and it gives a bad name to volleyball.
Oh, definitely, which is really sad. A lot of these kids don't even want to play volleyball anymore, which breaks my heart because it can be such a great sport for these kids who would otherwise not have any other outlet.
Yes, that sounds like it. So what problems has Emily had in the past?
Same type of things, taking money from people and then just not producing what she said that she was going to produce.
You can go to the district attorney or to the local district attorney and say, look, we believe money is being misused. I mean, it's under the purview. This is not just a civil matter.
And the coaches can go to the wage and hour board, and they'll get immediate response.
Why is everyone letting her skate along like this?
She is very abrasive, for lack of a better term. She has she's been doing volleyball for 20 years. She's very knowledgeable. She knows a lot of people. I think she scares a lot of these families into, like I said, blacklisting them or making their kids pay, for lack of a better term, should they go to another club or whatever. She was actually a high school volleyball coach in Loveland, but we reached out to CHASA and to the school, and they fired her. So that was actually a good win. But I think everyone's just really confused on how to proceed with it and what they should be doing. We did go to our local police department, and they actually told us that it was a civil matter and that it needed to go to small claims court.
Well, hold on. First of all, they shouldn't be practicing law and telling you what it is. If they don't think it's a crime, what I'm saying is it's an economic crime when you divert money meant for one thing and you divert it to something else. I mean, but you should go to the district attorney directly. That's what I would do. Who's your district? What county are you in?
Well.
Oh, God. Weld County. Do you know why I say this? You're going to hate. Weld County are a bunch of crooks anyway. You got a terrible county to begin with. I'm serious, by the way. Your county is not very well known as having ethics.
Well, that makes me sad.
No, it's not. The government is corrupt.
Yeah, Tom, but sometimes even a DA, when it comes to kids and great publicity, they'll jump on a case like this because they can say, look, I did this for all these kids. I saved them.
You know what? I'm going to have Deputy Doc call the district attorney to see if they would look into it. I'm serious. Just to see. Because this is taking money from several children and their parents and diverting it, not paying bills. Although, who's the victim here? If you're still getting to play games, you're still getting to practice, you're still getting coached, what are you not getting to do?
Well, sometimes we get to practice. I would like to note that a lot of practices were canceled within sometimes an hour's notice. We were supposed to have a few travel tournaments that got canceled because she did not pay, and then she did not reimburse any of those families for...
Okay, see, that's wrong. That's wrong. Hold on, and Kelly will get your information. Let's start with a call to the district attorney, and then maybe we'll have Deputy Doc call abrasive Emily Diner. I don't know, or Diener. I don't know how you're going to do with an abrasive coach.
Hey, I'm from New York. We can get pretty abrasive.
An aggressive high school gym teacher. I don't know. She might beat your ass. I don't know. 303-713-TALK.
Come on, you people from New York could deal with that. But seriously, I think the DA would love to get a case like this.
Say, look, these kids are suffering.
Yeah, because when it comes to kids, he can go on the news, say, and get great publicity and props for this.
Sponsored by Indeed.com.
So I will definitely call the Weld County DA. I might call Emily and give her a piece of my mind.
76 and C470, all looking good. There is just a bit of the usual volume on 270 through Commerce City, and a crash on southbound Pena just before 40th, causing some slowing. Off the freeway, the right lane is blocked on southbound Sheridan at 6.
YouTuber's going to bring it down, Doc.
31 pinpoint weather.
I'm going to.
Sun this afternoon, a high in the mid to upper 60s. Cool off to about 37 overnight tonight. It's 54 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRoe, 6:30 a.m.
Awesome.
I think a great hire can be a challenge. That's why there's Indeed. We're powerful.
970 makes it easy to attract.
I just have one quick one to do. Two, I mean.
Yeah.
When it comes to real estate, we don't think twice about spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. But do we spend a few $100 to get our loan docs looked at or our real estate contract looked at from a real estate attorney? Most of us don't, and we should. O'Brien Legal Services is making real estate law practical. Now, of course, commercially, all of the big commercial contracts and people, they usually use attorneys. You should too, even for a residential contract. They don't have to go to your closing, but at least let them look over your documents. Or if you ever have an issue with easements or right-of-way or access or eminent domain or fence lines, whatever it is, O'Brien Legal Services for all your real estate needs. OLSlaw.com for all your real estate needs. 720-370-7388. And speaking of real estate, let's talk about loans like the liquidloan.com. Go to that website to find out about our seminar coming up on the 10th. At Embassy Suites. I'm going to be there. We're going to answer all your questions about the liquid loan, sponsored by Affordable Interest Mortgage. Yes, Kurt Rogers will even feed you if you show up. But call first, please, and make an appointment. Go to this website first, find out more. We'd like you to register. You'll find out all the information you need on the liquid loan, the 30-year line of credit, second to none. So that line of credit can be borrowed up, paid back, borrowed up, paid back. In fact, you can pay principal, you can pay interest, it's your choice, and it is totally liquid with simple interest,
and you pay it off way faster than a regular loan. That's theliquidloan.com. They really should say that.
What?
It's not the power of the hospital. That's bullshit.
Well, what are you referring to?
This commercial. Is tomorrow Wednesday?
Yes, sir. All day.
You have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 10 times the size of the policies you had to purchase.
This is so insulting.
Right.
So you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-333-1750. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2.
You know, GE Tree Service is on our referral list, you know.
That's 800-333-1750.
Well, better find out what's going on.
Why did they want to call?
Just got a call. Yeah, look at line 4.
Oh, yeah.
After years of living with chronic joint pain, Andrea is now living a normal life.
No.
Pain-free, thanks to natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics.
We tried everything. And my husband had heard the commercial for QC Kinetics on the radio, and he told me to call him and check it out.
That phone call changed Andrea's life. QC Kinetics used powerful natural biologics to treat her aching joints. It's high-tech precision medicine that can restore and repair damaged joint tissue with no surgery and no drugs, providing lasting relief.
I felt like I was in my 20s again. I could tie my own shoes. Really the little things that you don't think about.
Pain in your hips, knees, back, shoulders? Get rid of the pain now. Call QC Kinetics. 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. QC Kinetics. 303-900-8986.
Tell her to get information from Kelsey for Deputy Doc.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I got all the numbers.
Orchard lets you move into your new home before you sell your old one. Orchard turns you into a cash buyer so you can win in a competitive market. And it doesn't cost you any more money than traditional real estate. Orchard is the same game, but new rules. So get out there and win the home you want. Orchard, the new way to home, is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. Get started at orchard.com. Save on AC with QCColorado.com. Cool air all night long. QCColorado.com.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Violet, what's going on with you, Violet?
Yes, Tom. I had some trees trimmed, had a large tree cut down by GE Tree Service. I sent you a picture.
You know, GE Tree Service is on our referral list.
I know. That's
so
why
tell
I
me,
used him.
tell me what the problem is.
Okay. If you'll see the picture, if you look at the picture I sent you under tree and shrub removal services, I had them lift the pines as needed for fire mitigation.
I don't have the pictures in front of me, but just tell me about it. What did they do wrong?
Okay. And it says on there $125. Says nothing about $75 for Holloway. Nothing at all. And he...
so wait, so he quoted you a price and then added the Holloway at the end?
Yes. It's not on the estimate.
Well, that's not right. I guess, I mean, I'm sure it was an oversight. What did they say when you brought it up? Did you send me this Did you send it to me? I'm okay. I'm looking for it. I can't find it.
It'll
Kelly-
be from me.
Kelly-
It'll be from Kelly Kuchera.
Oh, okay. Maybe I don't have that then. I don't. So listen, let's back up then. How much was the total invoice?
Okay, the total invoice for this work done was $125. There was some other items on there, but I didn't have those done.
No, what? Okay, what
Yet
I mean is,
wanted-
what was the? How much extra did he charge for that haul away?
$75.
Okay, and that was on a total job of 125.
Yes.
So the whole job would have been 200.
Well, for that, yes, but I had him cut down a very large Austrian pine tree that was infested with beetles. He said it didn't need to come down, and I wanted it down. I hired him, or I wanted the estimate. I wanted to tell him what I want done, and then he tells me what I should have done. And so I insisted on that tree being cut down.
Okay.
So he quoted me over the phone because at that time he had already given me this estimate and he didn't want to cut that tree down.
So
But
what
my
are we
husband and
complaining about?
talked to
This is what I need to know when I call him. Are we complaining about the extra $75?
Yes, sir. It's not under the
I get
title.
it, but is that the whole problem in a nutshell, that he charged for haul away and did not put it in the estimate?
Absolutely.
Okay, then that's fine. Then that's it. That's all we have to talk about. I will call him. So, but that's a fair question. You wanted an estimate. You got an estimate, but the estimate he added to it.
Yes. It's not on here. The $75 is not on here.
Okay, now, you said he had given you one estimate in writing, but another estimate you called up about, right?
Yes, for the large Austrian pine.
And did that include the $75?
No. He quoted me over the phone. I've got it written down here.
How much?
He quoted me over the phone $425 for that large pine.
Okay. All right.
And then I
So
can
dear,
still add
listen.
425 and 125
The first one was 125, right?
Yes,
And the second one was 4 something?
425.
425. And when you add them up, you were expecting to pay a total of $550.
Absolutely.
But
yes.
instead, he charged an extra $75.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what we have in question. I get it. So hold on, and now we may not be able to get a hold of him this afternoon, but we'll get him and talk to him. GE Tree Service is on a referral list. So Kelly, it's a very simple thing. He gave her 2 estimates totaling $550, but then she had to pay on top of that an extra $75 for haul away. She just wants to know why she wasn't quoted that. And I mean, that's a fair question. When you ask for a bid, I guess it should include everything. So, I mean, I don't think he was trying to cheat you. We never get complaints about these guys, but certainly we're going to ask him why that happened for sure. So hang in there. Now, Kelsey, we're done with. Deputy Doc is going to call her off the air, and we're going to take care of that off the air, okay? 303-713-TALK. Karen's got a question about a 2006 Ford Expedition. Karen, what's going on?
Well, it's my daughter and her boyfriend's car. Their other one was wrecked. It was totaled. So the parents give them this car.
Okay.
They told them there was no problems with it.
They gave him the car, a 2006. You mean like literally gave it to him?
Yeah, well, they actually charged him $2,500, and they're paying on that, and then the car all of a sudden won't start.
So do you need help with it? Do you need help figuring out what's wrong with it?
Yes, if we could.
How many miles are on it, Karen?
I'm guessing probably, I don't really know. I'm guessing at least 100 and something.
Is it in good condition otherwise?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, what we need to do, what part of town are you in?
They're actually off I-25 and like Hampton.
Now, are they stranded?
They're pretty much, I guess it's blowing out white smoke really bad, and they looked up and they said that they're afraid to drive it because I guess it can blow up the engine with the white smoke blowing
All right.
out.
How long? Okay. When did this happen?
Just in the last week or so.
And so is it parked where they live?
Yes. Yeah, they're in an apartment building right off of I-25
And it's a 2006 Ford Expedition, and
it's got 208,000 miles.
Oh my God, 208,000.
Yeah, they just texted me.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, that could be the whole engine. It could be the head, and that could be antifreeze getting into the combustion chamber. I mean, there could be a lot of problems with that. But they paid the in-laws for that?
Yes, $2,500.
Now, are you complaining? In other words, let me ask you this. If it turns out that the engine's blown, will the in-laws help them out a little with that, or will they expect full payment on that?
They probably won't expect full payment, I don't think.
Okay, let's do this. You say that the location is I-25 and what? Hamden. Okay, I would take it. Let me call over there, see if he can take a look at it. Listen, they're not going to do any more harm driving it, but they should drive it over to I-20. I'm thinking Jordan and Arapahoe, Kimmer Transmission. He's a good guy. Let's ask him if he could take a quick look at it if they drive it over. He might be able to give you a quick look.
Okay.
No, hold on.
Who's on Evans?
Evans? Well, no. I think they'd be better off going south to Arapahoe. Well, Arapahoe and Jordan, Jeff Vick. I don't know. Hold on a sec. Let's figure this out. We'll come right back. Hold on.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's like they go right up I-25. It's 2 stops. They're on Hamden, and it's literally Yale and then Evans.
Hey, it's getting late, so we may have to bring her back tomorrow, okay? And we'll talk to Jeff Vick in the morning. You want to do that and have him come on? Let's do that, Kelly. Just tell her to hang on another night. We're going to call Jeff Vick, get him on the show in the morning. Is that okay? Hold on. Are you talking to me? Okay. I'll go back to her. Yes, I'll go back to her. But right now, Karen, let's get her back on with Jeff Vick tomorrow. It's too late to get him on now.
Tell them I know exactly where they're living.
I think I know that apartment.
Yeah, they go right up I-25, 2 stops in order to Alabama. But isn't he the one on Evans?
Hold on, guys. Zero Res Denver. You know what I like about Zero Res? Nothing. It's just a joke. Come on. I like it because they have nothing but water to clean your carpets. But when I say nothing, I mean empowered water. On a serious note, Zero Res is the only carpet cleaner I have come to my home. Zero Res doesn't use any soaps or chemicals of any kind. They use empowered water. It's patented, but I know this. It's super soft water. So it gets out all the molecules, pathogens, and germs. It's also alkaline-based, and it's patented, but man, does it get things clean, and it uses less water. Your carpets dry faster, look new longer. Right now, 3-room area is $109. Yes, they raised it just a few bucks, but it's worth every penny. Call them. ZeroResDenver.com. Get on the schedule. Of course, you can do more than 3-room areas. It's worth it, though. Safe and effective. Your carpets will look like new. 303-471-5150. 303-471-5150. Zero Res, R-E-Z. ZeroResDenver.com. Reverse loans come in all shapes and sizes. 62 and older with equity is the best scenario. The older, the better. The more equity, the better. And Empower Reverse Mortgage will help you through this process. It doesn't have to be complicated. They'll explain it all to you, whether you want a lump sum, a line of credit, or maybe monthly payments to help enhance your income. EmpowerReverse.com. Friendly people, Mark and his team, that will answer all of your questions. Call if you have any questions. You just want to know about them. Reverse loans. Don't make payments. Never upside down in your home. 720-500-7719. 720-500-7719.
Need duct bath.
Custom Duct Manufacturing is here to help.
We are a minority-owned small business conveniently located right outside of Denver. We specialize in fabrication of rectangular duct and fittings.
Our high-quality, low-cost duct is carefully made by our outstanding employees who have over 2 generations of experience in the industry.
Not to mention, our lead time can't be beat. We can get the job done the same day and deliver it straight to you.
Visit us online at customductmfg.com or call 720-491-3410 for your free estimate today. If you're a business owner, whether it's brick and mortar or online, and you accept credit cards, I really want you to check out RockyMountainCreditCard.com. This locally based company has been providing POS credit card options.
I'll tell you, those in-laws must be hard up for money, because if you're going to sell kids a 200,000 miles on it, to charge them $2,500.
Jesus Christ, that's terrible.
I mean, they give it to them and sell it to them for $100. Come on, how hard up can you be? Because they know it's going to need some repairs at 200,000 miles.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
Take advantage of our new fast track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 3.25 rate and APR with our no closing costs 30-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you've refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how you can save up to thousands of dollars a year. This amazing 3.25 rate and APR won't last long, and our new fast track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669. 844-425-3669.
If someone is consistent on abortion, they'd have to believe that you have the right to choose a fucking vaccination or not. They have to.
You're the one everyone looks to for answers.
They're only, and I'm not agreeing with you, I'm just saying what their argument is. The argument is that abortion doesn't affect other people.
Yeah, but abortions fucking kill other people.
Well,
and it affects a whole bunch of people. So I can't, how about that?
Wait. But the people who are pro-choice don't accept the fetus as a person. They accept it as a part of a woman's
And people who don't want a vaccine don't fucking accept that the vaccine will make you immune.
I wasn't arguing with you.
No, but it's funny because it's just their feelings.
They use the argument of secondhand smoke. Is that people that if you smoke, you affect other people by secondhand smoke. If you don't get the vaccine, you can transmit virus to other people and harm them. That's their position. First
of all, the idea was not that you transmit it; it's that you don't get it that severe. That was the real fucking argument, because it doesn't stop transmission. Because that's the whole fucking idea. It doesn't stop transmission. It stops the severity. So, if I want to get a severe case, that's up to me. If I want to have a baby or not have a baby, that's up to me. No, I'm just saying that it's funny how people slant arguments to their way of thinking, as opposed to if it's freedom, it's freedom.
Well, yeah.
And if it's right to privacy, it's right to privacy.
Same with gun control. You know, the people who are Second Amendment advocates.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Bill, what comment do you have about that truck?
Hey, they need to get rid of it. 250,000 miles, no matter what car it is.
Bill, you're right. You know what? You're right. I mean, there's almost 208,000 miles. Probably not worth investing, but they want to know what's wrong with it. I think it's going to need an engine. I really do. Steve the painter, what's going on with you? You have a comment on the siding that this guy was wondering why his siding doesn't have abutment trim, whereas some other houses do.
Well, on that composite siding on the hardy board, you do not caulk the siding. It will void the warranty. It will literally void the warranty on the hardy board. If it's masonite siding, some builders put those butt joints in, those spacers, they put them in. If the builder didn't put it in, you're supposed to caulk it. But on the vinyl siding, all it does is clip in, and you're supposed to nail that correctly. It's got to move. But hardy board, you do not caulk it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. We don't know what he's got. That's the truth of the matter, Steve. We don't know what he has. I mean, it could be anything at this point. We don't know. Now, Catherine called in And we've been racking our brains trying to figure out how to help a woman with a 2004 BMW. That's a piece of crap. She needs help. She moved out here to be with her boyfriend, turned out to be a nightmare. She's out on her own, and her car is broken down. She said that she feels penalized because she was honest with us about her convictions and about her meth problem. You know, Catherine, that's not why we're not helping you. We're trying to look for a place that can give you some auto repair advice. But how many miles on this car? We didn't know. We don't know how many miles on it.
There's 200 now.
And it's a BMW X5, right? The SUV. Well, they're not terrible cars. What was it running?
It's actually a really good car.
When did it start? When did it start acting up?
Well, shortly after I bought it, because it's the undercarriage that is salvaged. And I didn't even know it had a salvage tile until after I bought it.
When did you buy it?
I bought it October 3rd.
In Colorado?
Mm-hmm.
Who'd you buy it from?
I bought it from somebody that lives off Colfax and Galena. He supposedly, from what I was told, he supposedly bought and sold cars, and that isn't the fact at all.
Okay, so he sold it and did not tell you it was a salvage.
Yes.
And if you had to pick the main problem right now, what is it?
I'm more concerned. Like, it has all kinds of minor details, like the doors and everything, but I'm not even worried about that. I'm worried about the undercarriage, the control arms, and the bearings. I mean, because I've already fixed the...
All right, hold on. Catherine, I hate to keep putting you up. I swear to you, we do have this one place that does reduced auto repairs for women in need. I got to look for the name of it. And I'll have Kelly call you back when we find that place. By the way, waterpros.net, they are doing water systems for never buying bottled water again, under $1,000 fully installed. You can find waterpros.net at waterpros.net or referralist.com.
Follow Tom.